Selamat siang warga-warga. Selamat siang chat. Apa kabarnya? Tunggu bentar ya. Nonton sama waifu Frostmisty. Halo Reza, Raka, siang prop siang. Nonton satu game aja ya, karena yang beras memang ini. G2 lawan mibr. Right? Yang beras G2 dan mibr. Selamat siang, selamat siang, selamat siang, selamat siang. Wait yo. Mumpung belum mulai yo. Ini ada abang-abangan lagi gak, Prof? Ada abang Emi. Abang gua, Emi. Sore codet gaming 1702. What's up, man? Ini emang kalau nonton game changer tuh, apalagi yang champions, yang dicari tuh emang anomali ya. Instead of my anomali selalu dicari. Memang agak lain. Kalian ini ada aja kelakuannya. G2 fun. Aman G2. Ada abang Emi. Sama abang kita. Semua kita panggil abang. Aman ya semua ya. Gue lupa nyalain ini. Biar kalian mendengarkan. Pantesan sepi. Udah gitu nggak ada suara apa namanya background. Alah, my kentut lu my. Yang lu cari abang tiba-tiba my. Bener-bener warga-warga ini.
For sure. mibr and G2 are ready to take the stage. Day 7 of Game Changers Championship starts right now.
Akhirnya mulai. Let's go chat. Apakah akan jadi match panas prop G2 versus mibr? Yes. Panas. For sure. Match balas dendam chat. SRN dengan gaya sofa.
Here on the GCC stage, G2 versus mibr. Lisa working up the crowd already, and G2, they are determined to get out of this lower bracket, but mibr stands in their way. mibr have proven themselves against
Ini main ini.
in such
Main ini
dominant
gitu.
fashion. But the
Beras
question
ini
is,
beras.
who is hungrier for that trophy? We
Beras.
are about to find out.
Yang gak beras-beras amat karena like-nya dikit.
It's gonna be absolutely insane. I just don't know who's going to come out on top on this one, or is it just going to be a battle of the mid-rounding, honestly?
It has to do, I think that mid-rounding is going to be very important. Yes, we heard what Petro said, but at the end of the day, we are watching the game from the outside. We are seeing when those mistakes are happening. Let's hope that to see if they can fix them. You speak about the duelists. Let's take a look at the map beta right here. And mibr has decided they do not want to see it for me. I understand. Completely understandable.
Nope.
But at the same time, you're mentioning the double duelist. That is a menace. That is something that we expect from that first map, from that bind. And very interestingly so, G2 has decided to go to Sunset. Do you guys remember when we were speaking about the last time these two teams went up against each other? That ended up on a Sunset, and it was a 13-1 for the side of mibr. But right now, it is a map where they do not play the double duelist. So probably one of the reasons why they
Bind
decided to
Sunset
go
dan
onto that
split.
Sunset. We said also that all bangers end on split, and I was kind of expecting also mibr to maybe
Yang
go
jersey
for that
putih
split.
punya aku,
So
Prof.
love to see that is the third map.
Boleh,
Yeah,
boleh.
there's a lot of ghosts or
Ini
unfinished
kan?
business here for the side of G2, and I love
Coachnya
where
kan?
this is going. Even
Coach
the
itu
maps
kan?
like alone, storylines are just firing, and for mibr, I feel like this
Coach
is
itu kan?
them on
Jersey
that
putih.
run, ready to prove that
Aman,
they
eh?
are ready for that trophy. The finals has always slipped away from them every single time. G2, of course, former champions, they want to get back there, but for
Iya,
MIBR,
yang
it's
itu.
like,
Oh
this is
iya,
our moment,
mantap,
this is our
mantap.
chance.
Yeah,
Gas,
it's still
gas.
so insane that one of these teams is going to get eliminated right here, right now, right? We got to talk about the stakes again. I mean,
Wah,
these
bocil
are teams that
Akita
got second
in
and
real
third
life
last
udah
year. Now you're
kelihatan.
gonna go out fifth, sixth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a crazy matchup, and just to nerd out about Bind, it's going to be double duelist for sure. I think
Bocil
G2 and-
Akita udah
G2 and
kelihatan.
Waylay Yoru,
Nggak
I
ada nih
believe,
bocil
last time we
Lisa.
played this map, and mibr play Raze Yoru. So it's like, it's double duelist, but different concepts. I don't think like those comps are going to change. I think we're going to see that here again. But
Is there any that you favor or that you like more?
I actually really like the Waylay Yoru that like DRX was kind of running and making popular at champs. I feel like it's more explosive. I feel like Raze kind of loses its value. But then
Kemarin
again,
bandnya
when you have
GG kan gitu.
SRN on that Raze, we've seen some really nice off kills, and wow. I'm actually gonna bite my words right here. Am I
Ini
seeing
sama-sama
a
calon-calon
G2?
ngantuk nih, main
My
lambat
eyes
nih.
switching. My eyes switching.
Wait, yeah.
Is that?
What is this?
Calon-calon sih,
Are
chat.
we? Because of course we still have not seen G2 play in this map here in GCC. We saw some changes, some small adaptations from most of the teams. Maybe it is the time. I really like how Tehu is
Tuh,
looking right now
senyumin.
after the changes.
Disenyumin.
Especially like
Halo,
how we
halo
can cope
Mats.
with all that.
What's up?
Petra being on the sky. Oh my god, the feels.
Yeah, I mean, for the side of G2, if you do run this comp, you do have a lot of stall for like the spike getting planted and whatnot on this defensive side, which they're starting on. But I'm gonna be honest. the
Jujur
double
nih,
duelist
mibr
can
ya
bypass a
udahlah,
lot of-
biasa nih
Oh my God,
agent
there are
ngandelin
loads. So
aim
we're
aja
not
nih.
going to see the double duelist versus double duelist.
Really interesting, really interesting. I think something that's really unique about running Teo on this map, dealing with Raze specifically, is that little stealth bot that's able to negate the Raze ultimate entirely. So, I mean, I think that's something to really look out for, like those micro plays of like shutting down the duelist with that.
Well, we're gonna see how effective it truly is because two of our best squads are fighting for their lives. Let's get into map 1 and send it over to your casters. It's Mimi and Ender.
Thank you very much, Miko. Well, yesterday, G2 fell victim to Team Liquid in a ridiculously close series. The finish
Let's
there
go,
going
langsung
into
mulai.
overtime. Now they've got to
Gak
face
pakai lama,
off
gak
against
pakai
the
banyak
number
cincong
2 team
macam si
squad in
MKP
MIBR.
ini, baik
It's a
cincong.
rematch from the lower bracket
Kesukaan lu,
finals
jangan
in
ngaku-ngaku.
2024, but one of these teams is going home today.
Malah kasih orang, kesukaan lu.
Disappointment. It would be the worst ever performance for G2 at a GCC, and well, it's only MIBR's second time here. It would go off being a finalist in their first ever year to now exiting in top 6.
Nanya sono sama SRN
On the
lu.
result of this
SRN
match,
pakai rapid
G2
trigger tuh,
bounce back.
MKP.
MIBR looking to go on this lower bracket run. We're going to be kicking things off on Binds.
Let's go. First
To
match.
even have ideas to maybe get a little aggressive outside of Hookah, while MIBR setting up over A with a very aggressive wall, cutting down straight to the middle of the site. It's a quick teleport forward. SRN
GG,
find the first
that's
kill, and
it.
the site belongs to MIBR.
Yeah, Amy completely caught off guard there, and now this is troubling for G2. They're round
GG, that's
rests
it.
on a triple flank.
Gak
It is
dapat
being
planting.
policed by
Lisa kalau dapat satu GG chat.
Oh, nice shots! She's insane! Petra just ignores her completely, doesn't want anything
Petra
to
malah-
do with her. While G2 get completely eviscerated by her.
Petra thinking if you don't look at Lisa, she's not a problem. Not quite true. Cuts down that entire flank, and this pistol round is cooked. Maybe we'll try and isolate a kill, and gets her one.
Nice little play down short A to begin with. A very shallow teleport, not something you see all the time.
But it was awkward. I'm not entirely sure how Amy got caught off the way that she did. It was not a crazy timing for the Rays to be up on, but it looked like she just wasn't ready. So Amy gets traded out. It is mibr to close out this pistol.
Yang bikin G2 kalah, kayaknya kalah sabar dan juga kalah nembak. That's it. Ini agentnya nembak banget sih. mibr.
There's that opener where Amy gets caught.
That's
and
it.
This
That's
is
all.
just stunning from Lisa.
That's all,
Perfect
chat.
one too. As this player swings just ahead of Petra's Sky Flash. I do want to talk a little about the comps because it is an interesting change regionally. G2, nice pitch.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
They were playing the Waylay Yoru comp, which I quite like. You have great combos for the Waylay to bait and set up for the Yoru, but they've chosen to exchange that for a double initiator, and I'm kind of waiting to see why they wanted this double drone, why they wanted the Sky in that slot instead. Because I think they could have just 1-for-1 to the fade out for the Teo, and it could have worked as well.
Well, Bastarda into the site now as, well, G2 are gone, to say the very least, even
That's
after a
it.
headshot.
We go
It's not
next.
going to mean much of anything
Lisa,
for G2. You talk a little bit about the composition and how you've got both the Skydog and the Teho drone here to spot
Masa
out
gitu
where
kalah, Cep?
mibr are.
Tapi mibr emang
On
finalis
the
sih tahun
hacking side of
lalu,
things to
Cep.
scout out the early postings and
Sure. And
Yeah.
I mean, if mibr ever plays slower rounds, it is nice to have a ton of tools to re-clear on your defense.
Tapi masa
With
gitu
mibr also playing
kalah?
a double duelist, you expect the pace to be not the slowest in the world from them.
is there ever a world where they're just terrified of what SRN did to them in the lower finals and want to be able to scout out wherever that player is?
Certainly I'd be remembering that, but I don't think that would necessarily single-handedly trigger a comp change.
For context, last year I believe SRN went plus 27 in
Nicely.
that best of 5.
Yeah. It was kind of disgusting what she did to G2.
Belum ada yang
2 years in a
aneh-aneh.
row where G2 has been eliminated
Arus.
by a Brazilian team.
Arus.
Trying to avoid that fate today as they have their guns up.
Yeah. Especially after yesterday, just 2 rounds were the difference between G2 being in that upper bracket final for the match against Shopify Rebellion. Now Petra eyeing up B long, an orb in her face, so decides to fall back into the site.
And well, drone number 1 was sent towards A short, so there'll be a pretty quick rotate from this Teo.
Hey, pensilnya nyasar.
mibr just in front of all the utility. Vanya in the middle of the site
Oh.
will end up falling. Petra deserted back into elbow, but at the same time there's a teleport from A. Amy here, but being guarded
No.
by Lisa on the other side. Good awareness from Amy. Now creates some pressure on this flank.
But into the site, mibr is playing close towards his choke point. It's still very hard for G2 to
No.
get out, even with Amy's flank.
How much can these players out
Ini
of
semua
elbow
main
do
di
for G2?
side mibr. Karena sandwich sih.
Snake bite for backside.
Aduh, snake bite
Players out from 2. Melissa gets the first, and now Petra and Akita getting into the site for one-on-one. Akita will take it.
Oh, mahal
Just
banget.
barely here to shut down mibr's bonus.
Very nice from G2. I love the timings that they took, swinging out on that retake. Put enough pressure with that Viper Molly. And then as they come to spawn, Crosshair's already pulled looking the other direction, so the elbow
Nice,
players
Akita.
get a pretty easy entry into that side.
Akita lebih besar daripada
That's another
SRN.
classic G2 round. They're
Let's
a team
go.
that is very good, especially in that game yesterday, at being coordinated
mahal
and
banget
on
sih,
point
Cat.
at these very
Jujur mahal
high
sih
pressure
roundnya.
late round fights. It was coming down to it constantly
All the
on
time.
that split game that they played against the other Brazilian squad in this tournament.
On the other side, mibr showing a blatant disrespect for the stall util of G2 in that last round, just ripping it in there. Team that'll play quicker rounds on average than you'll see G2 on their attack.
That's also the beauty of keeping double duelists. Bastarda and SRN, those are 2 scary players to be running at you.
Me, though, personally, I'm scared of Amy. With
The judge,
With
yeah.
the judge in hookah. And now with the lurk pressure going down, this is going to
Nice,
encourage
Amy.
mibr to move in.
Switching the
No
position.
scouting.
That's the key,
Just a
chat.
contact step.
Easy for
That
Amy.
Judge
Aduh,
gets
cuma
the
satu.
one.
Tapi nggak apa-apa.
Before
Jagoannya
moving on to the
mati.
A side from G2, mibr should be able to plan.
One nice thing about
Satu
this comp, they used the
cuman
drone for that
satu.
clear.
Iya,
onto
oke lah,
Lisa.
oke lah.
Now they have another for this
Punya
retake
2
as well.
initiator.
Smoke's already in, but
Tapi
Bastarda
jujur
posted on elbow.
li
She can play
elbownya
spoiler
udah
now with a very quick
diisi.
wraparound onto site.
Yes,
Rest of them might be
man.
playing offside.
That's
Got a
it.
Brimstone ult to stall. The first kill goes Bastarda's way. Now it's going to go into C's combo. It's beautiful.
What a combo.
Sayuri for
GG.
2. Off of Melissa's
Oh,
utility. has been so locked in this tournament. Now Petra, 2 players in front of her, 1 from behind. mibr take their 3rd.
That is such a stunning
Bongkeng.
utility combo from mibr.
Orbital. No chance.
Just want to watch it again. The
How to
C's
win.
connecting perfectly onto 2 as that ultimate comes in. And, well, she didn't end up being the most important part of the round. The timing that Bastarda picked to swing from spawn, I think even if only 1 or no players died to that ult, they would have been scattering directly into her crosshair.
Absolutely beautiful. The combination of forward play from Bastarda and the ult combo out of mibr.
And that's
Tumben
rare for
unggul
G2
nih,
because it
map 1
really
mibr,
went
map
their
pilihan
way.
mungkin.
They got a flush onto the lurk, kill Lisa,
Main apa duelis?
have a nice retake setup on B, but that one play shuts it down.
Well, G2 on pistols. We're playing 3 in spawn at the start of the round. React to this early attention. Akita with the sheriff. Look at that. A couple of kills already, but again,
Oh,
nice
Amy,
utility.
come on,
Makes
Amy.
things a little bit messy. It is a one-on-one.
I would say a lot of it messy. Sayori in a 1v1 now, but healthy
seekers,
and
punya seekers, punya
rotation already
seekers.
into this B site.
Punya seekers, punya seekers, punya
Already
seekers.
playing a phenomenal game. 9-2 on the Brimstone.
Chance adalah
And
chance.
Petra sends out the Seekers.
Ya,
Getting
seekersnya
kind of bad
begitu, nggak
information.
buka
The
pas
Seekers looking like they want to go
pepet.
back towards
Pet lu mah pet.
Sorry, playing on the side anyways.
Jujur,
Should show
jauh
that
sih
she's on
seekers tuh
site,
si
but
pet.
how specific is the information?
It runs
Sayori,
out.
no.
And now this position up on top. Sayori for 3. No problems there, even though G2 make it close.
That's really brutal for Petra. Just loses the time on her ult. It's very rare you actually see the timing of that come into play. And mibr, they made that a very simple anti-eco, just rushing into the A site. The last time they did this, they also hit into a stack. However, this time it gets a lot scarier. G2 picking great timings on those swings.
Is there a concern for mibr now playing pretty heavy into the XX? They haven't really played much of the map.
Sure.
Can G2
Dikasih
just
batas ya
find
biar
stacks like that
nggak
on
bisa
gun
lihat
rounds and just completely
mouse
shut them
musuh.
down?
They can, that
Ya
is,
kali
if
lagi main
mibr
lihat
doesn't
mouse
adapt
musuh
out of this
terus.
timeout. Because I
Sure.
think if you see G2 taking a timeout like this, you might
Yo,
want to show them
yo,
a couple slow rounds.
yo.
But what they have that's fantastic is a raise ultimate for this one, which is another just excel button. That's the thing about this comp. Even if you're hitting into a stack, you're going to have your ult in a moment. You have raise rocket. Both of those tools will completely dismantle any setup.
So mibr can use those and just snowball on through with taking these early rounds. Now G2 trying to make some adjustments.
One thing I liked earlier that G2 did was that they stacked heavier 4-1. When they didn't see early info there, they went for that drone reclaim, killed Lisa. I think that's a theme that I want to see continue with how heavily mibr play into executes. If you are very quickly hearing these
Makanya,
ults, droning out the other and getting these
masa
very fast
kalah?
rotations, I think there will be rounds
Pemain
where
yang
they
jago
can
siapa
beat
prof selama
mibr
GC
into
ini?
these sites.
Akita.
Now, this is a little bit odd. G2, look at the money they spent
Jagoan
on this round.
kita.
Last round was Sheriffs and Classics. This round, a
Yang
little bit of
jago
a
ya.
half buy. Maybe Amy can get that long orb for a pit, and the judge isn't
Gak perlu
necessarily
yang jago
punished.
sih guys, kalau GC.
G2 choosing to save a lot of money here.
Yeah, it is interesting.
My ult's ready.
But it's going to be a tough round to win,
Noya
considering the
jago,
ultimates
Noya.
from mibr. Now getting Bastard as your ult.
Drone is
Oke,
down.
the raise
izin
Yoru
fokus.
is so
I think
hard to
G2 slow
anchor
start.
against.
Emang kayak mereka
Scouting
kalau
here,
weak di
mibr
satu
really
map tuh
anticipating
bener-bener
some
weak banget.
aggression out of G2
Karena kemarin juga
from
Heaven
This is
dibantai.
now exactly the kind of round you're
So-
talking about, where G2 call into a 4-1 stack and mibr. They have to deal with
Yep.
it, but they do have the perfect tools this
Exactly.
round.
But this timing to
So,
step
yep.
forward from G2 is nice. Could catch mibr before they start this exec. mibr are very patient though. Oh no, Sayuri with gun in hand. And now Petra gets another one. Melissa has to fire back on the other side and will succeed. It's a 2-on-2. Still pressure
Better.
coming in and it forces out a nightfall
That's
from
bad.
Melissa.
But it
Kalau
doesn't
jelek.
connect onto anyone, and G2 will
Mau
walk
clearin shot
together
mungkin oke
back
lah.
through spawn.
This is a wacky round. 40 seconds left.
mibr have such a tough choice. They want to defend these guns, but they also need to take space somewhere and get the spike down.
And they don't know where Amy is. We haven't seen her all round, so they're going to clear all of sight. They're going to clear into lamps, maybe even worry about a player back in spawn.
But the longer you wait, the longer you expect them to be going back short for the guns. So what do? You plant back sight.
Deh,
Mimi holding her utility for now. Missile out. Pushes Bastarda up into lamps. Bastarda is there.
No.
Survives on 5 HP. Will end up
oh
falling.
tapi ini masih
We got
susah.
another
Harus Viper
one-on-one.
speed, harus Viper speed, harus Viper speed. Harus Viper speed.
Amy and Melissa.
Ah.
A pit to
Ketahuan,
bleed
ketahuan
out
di
of
mana
lamps.
ketahuan. Melissa masih punya kongkeng sih.
And a seize onto Amy, takes her low, pulls her away from the spike. More utility from Melissa. Melissa, where do you take this, Amy?
Itu loh Amy. Selalu di momen tepat guys, Amy guys.
To come up in the 1v2.
And it was Amy yesterday as well that was single-handedly carrying through G2 of that final map. Taken away at the end, but Red Bull clutch now.
And it's a Red Bull clutch that is coming on an eco round. That is coming on the round your opponent used the Yoru ult. They picked such a great timing to go for that refight down short. Pushing 3 players in, catching Sayori, who's been a monster this game.
Amy sobat Brazil. Yoi.
That's what this game
Amy
is going
sobat
to excel
Brazil.
at. These mid-round reflares. That one they didn't even use the drone. But at any time they can be pushing out and getting that information, walking up behind it, and that's going to be very punishing for a team like mibr, who doesn't run a Sentinel and runs a ton of hard executes.
That round maybe just taking a little bit too much time. Giving G2 the window to step forward. Now G2 again playing very heavily stacked. This is even on an anti-eco. 4 on the A site for now. While the exchange of Viper Orbs down B long makes mibr take things slowly.
They're fine playing retake B because they have 3 ultimates this round that could each single-handedly win a retake. So
kind of
I'd
insane.
expect them to continue that setup for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, the ability is, we didn't
G2.
really talk about the Teo ult comboing with the Waylay ult, but very nice to layer on top of one another. Especially down B long if mibr choose to play off the site.
The thing is, no matter what guns your opponent has and what ults you have, it's still scary to retake 5-on-5 into B.
mibr getting proactive, playing into elbow, while G2 send 2 on the flank. Amy is here. Steps backward, tries to stall out and buy more time for that flank to activate. G2 don't have unlimited time, and probably have to send the ultimates. That pressure has actually pulled out 2. And a counter showstopper with SRN leaving it on site, that's 2! And now the Sheriff out of hookah. This could be a perfect round for mibr. Mimi takes down a couple, but she's already so low. A thrifty win for mibr.
That is the worst thing that could have happened to G2. They used 3 ultimates to lose an anti-eco.
Disaster.
Truly heartbreaking. And this MasterCard Thrifty, well, sure, it's fine to play retake with these ultimates. It's good even. The issue is SRN, the value she gets with that ultimate.
It's all because of that fight into elbow, right? That pulled ultimates down onto that side of the map.
They created so much pressure.
Exactly. If you have Teo on site, that could be a different story. But now G2 once again onto a broken buy. I feel like they've never been
Too much
comfortable this
space.
entire half.
No pick. Again, same
No, the
situation.
money's
Walaupun
always
duduk
been
gitu,
bad in
tapi
some
problem mereka masih
way, shape,
sama.
or form.
Gak ada yang
Getting
ngepick.
bullied on orb control.
Sama kayak Split.
Petra goes for a walk, that's getting held, and she'll get shooed back away.
Lumayan enak, lumayan enak.
Turnaround, but it's a
Ini gua ada
brutal kill
kerjaan,
for Rera.
Rakna. Bocil
Little
kematian
bit
satu
silly there
ini.
as
Bocil
that
caper.
sees is again
Astaga.
perfect. Keep your eyes on Melissa's
Parah
utility.
guys, parah guys.
I have been
Parah,
relentlessly
guys.
impressed
Wah.
by her Fade performances so far this
I
tournament.
think she's the most underrated player on this team, on either of our
Wah.
Brazilian teams, I think. You have so many names you talk about
Absen
here.
baru halo set boy.
Generally, she's the last one to be mentioned, but
Wah.
you're right, not just this map
Wah
with those
sih.
2 C's combos, but the timing she chooses to use that utility, despite Big Nurse coming into her role. She has been a monster this tournament.
Okay.
Nice shot.
Has been excellent as well.
No one ever
Tapi
said Vanya
that's
wasn't a
it.
shooter,
No chance.
okay?
Molotov.
Now, unfortunately, when Molly is
Roller
into the
pound,
equation and there's
that's
3
it.
or 4 players on the other side, it becomes a little less likely.
Yeah, you can't
no,
really shoot
besok.
through that scenario. So 6-2 up go mibr, and really it doesn't get any easier
Karena
for
tweetnya
G2
Amy kaprop,
because they blew all
lagian
their ults on
Amy
the
ada-ada
anti-hook
aja
that they
Amy.
lost. So for the rest of this half, mibr will be a step ahead in that game, and that Bind is a map that is defined by power ults, where
Absolutely.
one ultimate can single-handedly take a site, single-handedly win a round. And that has me real worried for G2's prospects here.
I also just think mibr have been doing a great job of dominating orb control. Even here, the snakebite lineup.
Okay.
G2 dive on down, lay short. 2 more players behind this
Gitu harus
one, Mimi
nge-push,
in
yes,
the
like I
lead.
said,
And
they
that's a
need
nice
to
shot
push
out
and
of the
trade.
follow-up from
Itu
Vanya
loh
is true.
teman-teman yang gua
With a
maksud.
teleport out from Petra as well.
Itu
It
loh
is just
teman-teman.
perfection, this crunch play. So often you'll see that play out of showers with the teleport.
Yeah.
Instead, though, G2 draw it up, just go straight down A short.
That is really nice from them. G2, they've conditioned these very slow rounds where if they're going aggressive, it's re-walking in the mid round. So they lose a big round, they get gunked back online, and this is similar to the eco round that they won earlier. I think that their read is when mibr have ultimates, they want to be fighting up. They don't want to take that risk of sitting back and getting executed onto. And the execution
Ada gua
there is
nanti di
excellent.
akhir bulan Sets Boy.
I do like
Tanggal
the approach from
30.
G2. Unfortunately for them this time around, playing very heavy on to be an mibr with the Euro ult this time, not wasting a moment.
That's the trade-off of playing 4-1 every round. Sometimes you
Vanya.
just get exec'd.
I was worried with the iPad out for Vanya, but this triple flank now being held. Lisa, get a little cinematic with it. One-on-one, now that teleport broken.
These last two players are noted. So what does mibr choose to do? They're still hunkered close on the site. They started with flashes to threaten towards short.
Melissa, too, has stepped out of showers. Can go on a flank. SRN with a pretty angle here. Discourages G2 from coming out from pipes. Now up onto short, two players right on the other side of the smoke. Sky open, and now Melissa stabbing G2 in the back. It's a little bit messy, it's a little all over the place, but Melissa has always been here, still with the C's in hand.
No, too hard,
Protects her
man.
front, but she's eating
Melissa selalu
way
menang
too much
posisi
up the
ini.
clock for Petra to have any chance in the round. It's another for mibr.
But Startup played that post plant so well. The way that she danced around that smoke outside of U-Haul.
And it was her stalling, both with the utility and the fight she took, that gave Melissa the time to come up and backstab on A short.
And win another one in the late rounds. And this is the point I was making earlier, where when you're playing 4-1, sometimes your gamble is just wrong and you're forced to play retake. But I think mibr have now realized that it's 4-1 every time. So G2, they're going to go back to the aggression. These have been the
Marah,
only rounds that
coy.
have been working
Marah ya,
thus far.
believe it. Marah
This
ya.
could get ugly. Missiles immediately with a double dive to the left. Lisa tagged up, and the
Jadi
hindrance
dari tadi pushnya menang.
gives
loh.
the key to the protection to
Cuman.
get the kill and get on out.
You're G2, you are happy. You've killed Bastarda. You've stunted any aggression. Reset.
Saya gitu
Very
enggak
defense
lagi kurang.
mibr
Ibra
to step forward.
susah nyari
There's a smoke.
temponya, kalah mulu
Little
mainnya.
walk. Two players
pasif.
coming out of showers.
Nah ini nih,
Lisa.
Holding for that
karena
one.
timing. Jangan di.
Akita still coming back
Oke.
in with the stinger in hand. And as SRN comes into the site, showers will be the problem mibr have to solve. It could even be just going into backside. It's a kill from Vanya.
Nice, Vanya.
It's a couple more through the smoke.
Down A.
And the fire on the floor.
Ah!
Lisa with a spam shot through the wall. Oh, look where that spike is hanging out.
But what a difficult crossfire to break for Lisa. She does have her wall, so can cycle that up and down, try and walk her way out. But no matter how she slices it, at some point, she'll have to face a 2-on-1.
They're kind of on top of each other. Lisa, are you ready?
30 seconds left.
Are you ready, Lisa? No. Akita not going to leave a chance.
Lumayan, ayo, map attack chat. Tolong dapat 5, oke di chat.
So if everything else fails, you just run aggro looks every round for G2.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. Akita, you think of yesterday's series, getting every single first kill at two.
Yeah, she was outrageous there. The coordination on these fast plays has been really good. I think Akita looks very comfortable on the
30
waylay.
seconds
She's
left.
been hitting a lot of huge hinders in these plays. And that's to even discount the follow-up zone like Vanya had that round. So now, looking towards the end of this half, again, conversation goes to the ult, as mibr will look to exec fast towards B.
Mimi quick to rotate over. 3 players here, and SRN way on through. Opens up everything. Now G2 trying to fight back into the site. Amy on the flank. And Mimi as well. Yet to be dealt with. Take a moment, mibr. There's a wild opening of the round.
Yeah, they'll reset now, though. They're super happy to be up in a 3-on-2. G2 have shown a lot of rounds where they're going for heavy lurks on these flanks. So mibr punish and make sure that's not happening.
The thing is, though, Mimi
Haha.
has perfectly read this walk back into A. She
Buka
goes
sendirian
around,
showstopper.
instead,
Tang.
groups with her teammate.
It's still tough. Akita has an
Haha.
All of these players have full shield.
Akita right out into the open. Putting Mimi in a 1-on-3, but they're never going to be ready for her in showers. Mimi, 2 kills waiting for her! And now the 1-on-1. out to the side.
Oh,
Lisa will take
terlalu
the
lebar dan
round.
tidak siap,
Lisa's been
guys.
so thorough this game. The one
Wah,
to
Lisa lebih tenang.
ensure it doesn't slip away yet again. So what started as a rough half for G2, they found some solutions. The fast plays, the aggression, it was working, but it was never consistent. And MIBR up 8-4, and this half happy.
Mimi almost had a moment there, but couldn't quite see it through. Now G2 looking at a
Woi,
deficit.
Prof,
But before
apa
we
Pak
get
tuh
into the
James
second
Jeans?
half, we've got Jen Lee on the floor, standing by with G2's rescue.
Hey guys, it's Jen here, and I'm with the perfect person to ask about what's been going on behind the closed doors. G2's rescue now. Rescue, how's the vibe of the group over the 24 hours or so? Good, determined?
Last
Isi
year
dia
we
nggak
also
tahu.
got eliminated to MIBR, so they were pretty determined to beat them today. Like, Bind is their pick, but we still pretty feel like confident on it. And yeah, they were feeling good.
So, you know, you faced MIBR too. So when it comes to coming out on top today, what is the key?
Well, MIBR is a pretty strong team, I would say. Like, they 3-0 last year. I think against them you need a good mental, because you know, they're one of those teams like they will stand up and they have a really strong crowd too. And yeah, they're also like really good aimers, and I think they have a better roster than last year, even this year. So yeah, I think you need to be confident, just play your game and, you know, beat them.
네, 먼저 G2의 식스맨인 레스큐 선수에게 오늘 팀의 전반적인 멘탈은 어떠냐고 물어봤더니 굉장히 작년에 MIBR의 손에 탈락했던 G2이기 때문에 오늘 그런 부분을 확실히 복수해주기 위해서 지금 의지가 넘친다고 얘기를 해줬고요. 그리고 작년에 MIBR에 비해서 올해 MIBR을 만났을 때 꼭 승리를 거두기 위해서 어떤 점이 중요하냐고 물어봤더니 일단 MIBR 너무 트래시통도 잘하고 분위기나 흐름을 이어갈 수도 있고 작년보다 훨씬 더 강해 보이는 로스터이기 때문에 G2 입장에서는 자신감을 잃지 않고 정말 이 멘탈 관리 단단히 잡아서 좋은 모습을 보여주는 게 중요할 것 같다고 얘기를 했습니다. 이렇게 해서 레스큐 선수 만나봤습니다.
Harkening back down.
Well, MIBR currently leading 8-4 at the half, and it's less than promising news to hear ResQ say that MIBR's roster is even better than the roster last year that 3-0 G2.
I actually agree though. I think what's crazy is that despite just doing a trade and one other move, both Brazilian teams ended up with a better roster this year than they had last year.
I mean, both of them looking incredibly strong. You check out the Coinbase Econ report, SRN,
pegang OP udah lu pegangan
today, as well as leading the scoreboard in that lower final in 2024.
Oh yeah, she is a beast to contend with.
Semoga
initiatornya
nangkep-nangkepin aja
that
nih.
attack side. I think this is her map. The way that she plays on that raise, her movement is so good. Her mechanics are on point. I think also just the combos that she had with Melissa, with the C's nades, it was
ayo, scoreboardnya masih bagus kok. Ayo, bisa.
She used one showstopper and it defeated 3 ultimates out from G2. But G2 need to come in with the pistol round here. Negative on pistols in the tournament, and they played a lot of slow rounds just yesterday. Trying to go a little bit quicker this time around, but they're going to meet so much stall util.
I don't think he'll have a choice on the speed. That Molly should full cancel this hit.
Although Akita can always go up and over it. With some missiles, Akita will go ahead for the slide down in the smoke, though. Lisa and Sayuri set up this crossfire. Now 2 teleports into showers. Amy in the corner. Brings into a 3-on-3. And she gets out of it. Not for long, with Bastarda following on through.
Akita
These
harapan.
players are separated. Mimi has the TP, and Akita is stuck backside.
The minimap is absolutely insane. With Akita between 3 players now.
But MIBR know they're holding, they're waiting. Does Bastarda realize? No.
Unprepared, not at all. A 1-on-2 for Mimi. It's gonna be the best shot she'll have. Melissa was taken low.
Mimi 1 kill.
She has a missile.
Go back and
sun.
salvo. Come on, man.
But first she needs a shot.
I'll find you.
Now some reveal. Mimi still wants this line. Stepping forward. Now the missile's under pressure as 2 players come her way. Nice shot! And Mimi's still holding down the fort. Sayuri around the corner. We'll take another pistol.
Sayuri has closed out so many of these rounds for MIBR. She keeps it in control yet again.
That's
That
it.
one got so weird for G2. They choose
First
to
map
force this
pilihan
round
mibr.
through the utility. And I want to contrast what you watch now, where 2 players die coming through that molly, to what may have happened if they were running their old comp. With this composition, they only have 1 player who can actually dive past all util. Before they had a Yoru. On other maps, you'll see teams have an Omen or something else. No, this is 100% reliant on Akita. And when you choose to force those types of rounds, she has to get the opener. And you're essentially gambling on that happening. The gamble didn't go G2's way on that pistol.
Yeah. And yet, the hope is that it has so many times gone their way. Akita has been looking solid, I think, this tournament, stepping onto the global stage for the first time. A young player for G2.
Sorry.
But mibr. No strangers to the stage, no strangers to taking these pistols. Bastarda plucks Akita right out of the sky.
One shot.
And the rest of mibr can show up to this
One
site,
shot.
take things slow as G2
One
really
shot.
try to fight forward.
One
They're throwing
shot.
absolutely
One
everything
too
in, and
small.
Melissa
One
is
shot.
farming.
2
GG.
players in this lobby haven't played at GCC before, but it does feel a little different. In Brazil, they play LAN for pretty much every event, more than really any other region. So despite it being Lisa's first event, she has so much experience on stages just like this. For Akita, though, it does feel a bit newer. Only had that opportunity for the finals in EMEA in stage 3, and then got to show up here. But what a performance she's had since arriving on this stage.
G2 stealing away that #1 spot at the very end of the year. After been a little bit more of a struggle. Now mibr step 2 players up A short. Of course, Bastarda away, and SRN's making noise. Bastarda, first shot goes
Ayo,
wide,
Akita!
wants to challenge again, but there Akita is. Stepping up for the first time in
No
the second
respect
half.
from Akita. That's
And
nice,
still
chat.
awkward. Outside of market, Vanya holding for this.
Easy.
Sayuri will drop. Still, G2 didn't choose to take a site, instead sort of coming back, seeing if the aggression was still going to be there.
But with that dog, they're now going to realize that this is a light site. They can get in. The worry is SRN.
SRN. Petra waiting for her. Now with mibr divided on opposite sides of the map.
This should be stabilized now. These 2 players, they only have a bulldog each.
Lu kalau udah
For
ngomong
G2, you know that
mai-mai,
one more player is
lu
on
udah
the
nggak usah
front.
pungkiri, nggak peduliin
See
fragnya.
Amy being very thorough
Yang
in
lu
watching that
peduliin,
angle.
kalau
And they'll lock up this
dia
fifth round.
mati, lu bilang nice
You
try.
think so?
Kalau dia nge-kill,
I want
bilang
to take a chance
nice.
to talk about the comp change outside of just what they're losing, but what they're gaining.
Itu
with this
baru
double
mentality
throne
of
composition,
my.
because it is very interesting.
This
Bocil
guy,
my.
Yeah, no one really plays that kind of double
Lu kok nggak dukung
especially
SRN, Pak? Gua
now
dukung
after all
G2,
the
Pak, tua
initiator
Jenkins.
nerfs. But I think what the greatest
Tapi
sense of it
rungkat
is
di
on-
map
okay,
pilihan.
Melissa, get your
Drop a little highlight for us.
Jangan mahal.
ultimate maybe? If she can die? Yeah, she'll do that.
Ah.
But what this is going to give G2 is kind of 2 things. One, on your executes, you can be pathing a drone one side and the other at the same time and have like crazy info. The other, when you play your slow rounds, it's very good for just taking extremities, getting players up onto the ult orbs. And
Ngantuk.
the third strength of
Ngantuk
having
gitu,
all
Kak.
those drones is if they want to play slow rounds like they play on a map like they're split, they have so many tools to wait out initial aggression and then be able to kind of re-clear and pick and poke at different parts of the map simultaneously in a way you can't with solo initiator.
See how that information gain comes to effect in these rounds, especially now that Bastarda has picked up the operator. I think having multiple drones is probably the best way to counter out an op.
Oh yeah, it is. There's that first facet, just getting that sky flash in and claiming an alt orb. But mibr very quickly reclaim that space.
Huh. The Teo drone goes all the way down A short, sees nothing.
And that's pulled a rotate from Lisa.
Sangat-sangat
Suspicious.
pasif dari
Very
G2.
aware that the Shoutcaster walk could be coming. SRN will shy away from the fight. Bastarda now with the operator in hand.
There is a drone for her though.
Here comes that dog, tries to swing in front of it. Good patience out of G2.
Good
And Bastarda
patience,
will be
yes,
forced to teleport
man.
back into the site. Sees Akita on the cross. Akita saw her
Hey!
as well. And now the utility
Jujur
coming
ada
down. She's trying to run
keberuntungannya,
away, but
guys.
the Molly's on the floor.
Jujur ada keberuntungannya.
Chew her
Nice.
up. mibr.
Comeback starts
I
here.
think they're calling to
Comeback
save.
starts here, chat.
That's a great example of how the drones come into play. G2 start
Itu
towards
semua
A
karena
showers.
Akita nggak mati
mibr reclears
dan
that
buka
space.
ulti.
But but as G2's rotating, they send the
Wah,
tail drone into A.
pengambil.
That pulls
Comeback
Lisa off
starts
B
here.
and opens up this free site to
patient.
execute with the waylay.
And then the layers on top of that is
Nice
our util
util,
combos.
Petra.
Because
So nice.
I think a lot of the
Nice
time G2
util.
are going to throw either a Viper Molly or Brimstone Molly on the CT flood into backside of B. That wasn't even necessarily intended to combo on the retreating player. That's just part of their default exec onto B. The fact that Akita just lights up the floor and makes it impossible for Bastarda to run out of there, who had already used the teleport, being pushed back by the drone, as you mentioned.
And that's
Beautiful.
an even bigger win for G2 because the round that mibr had the operator, it's already done. It'll stay lying on the floor.
Now mibr do survive with 3 guns in their hands, so we'll have something of a bye heading in here.
That was so thorough from Mimi to consider that repush out of showers.
Brutal.
So what do G2 do now? Showed us a slower round in the last one. Feigning a little towards A. Here, they'll open 4 on the B side of the map.
Lagi-lagi bocil anomali datang mencari.
The duelists ready to rock on B.
High chance SRN just goes walking out of sand, but after putting down the boom
Mencari
bomb,
anomali.
instead choosing to come back into long. This is where mibr want to take the fight. Breaking the drone, only showing a pistol here.
Could be a seasonade.
Here we go. It's going to be a
Halo,
high flash
Superior.
off the haunt. And SRN gets that first kill. Now with the re-swing, Petra is there. Holding the line, trying to stop
Kalma,
this gun from being
kalma.
retrieved.
Yeah, that
Kalma, mibr ini nggak
Started
full
has anywhere to get
senjata,
that forced
kalma.
away by the drones.
Lebih tenang,
And
lebih
G2
tenang
freeze.
semua.
G2 not fully committing. Vanya was playing control outside of showers the
Calm.
whole time to make sure no one walked up. Now coming back to the team, regrouping a little bit before the full pop. mibr have 3 to respond of their own. And it'll be Sayuri with the Phantom. Backside. That'll be the biggest problem for G2 if they commit. But that's a big if.
But will they commit? This is G2
Launching
we're
missile.
talking about. They love these slow rounds, these very last second rotations.
It makes me nervous because yesterday there were a lot of rounds that were problem. And wait a second, they're teleporting, which is now causing all of mibr to start rotating. It feels like the teleport was maybe even a little bit
mibr
pre-fired.
second guesses it. There's
Nice
only 2
one.
players on A.
This
Neither
is
can stop the spike.
But there's
Calculated.
mollies ready to go down onto the spike. Now, yes, Amy
Comeback
is in the
stops
site.
here.
They should be able to plant, but Amy is taking some damage. Sayuri's already into the back of sight. Now a nightfall.
Terlalu over.
means mibr will
No,
activate
nggak jadi
quickly.
start here.
Mimi on bench.
This is so bad,
Breaks the
Cat.
haunt and the
This
swing
is so
comes through
bad.
at the same
Karena
time.
Petra mati, that's it.
mibr
Nggak jadi start here.
tactical
No.
on the approach back in. G2 drop early
Pressure.
molly.
You harus menang,
Leave
you harus
Amy
menang.
in lamps. And our position has been known. Vanya on the other side as the spike is tapped. The swings come in. mibr holding for it. And Vanya
Come on,
has to
Vanya.
have the 1v3.
Come on,
She
Vanya.
started up and she finishes it.
Prop jangan Ji. See? Lupa dah
from
emang.
Vanya.
Bocil-bocil kematian.
She has been G2's best player this tournament.
Comeback starts here tetap kejadian
Beasting
walaupun
on the
kecolongan.
brimstone
Petra
yet again.
fatal banget itu.
With a
Petra fatal
truly
banget.
unreal Red Bull clutch.
Petra bener-bener
To
nggak
get
boleh
that
mati
when it
tadi
comes so
untuk
down on the
pertahanan
clock
di
is
daerah
crazy.
U-Hall
And
chat.
for G2, these are the rounds that they were getting away with.
Sorry, Bang.
against
Sorry,
Liquid
Bri.
on their split overtime, calling last-second pivots without a embed.
Vanya.
But somehow they keep making it work. And Akita, I mean, she can't believe it. They can't believe it.
I feel like I just witnessed like
GG, Vanya.
3 different things that Akita just did there. Like completely separate trains of thought. Oh,
Okay. Timeout.
timeout. Yeah.
I would
Collect
need it too
yourself.
if I was mibr. Brutal round to lose. And suddenly, Chrissy, G2 is back in this. 3 rounds, 1 in a row. A couple with some nice util, 1 with a crazy clutch. And now they're cooking with gas.
Making me a little bit nervous about mibr's chances, but mibr call the timeout, and the options they have to work with, it has to be Bastarda, and looking how
Yep.
this op comes into play again.
But it's going to be so hard. She basically needs someone holding hands with her to break the drones.
Yeah.
Because there are so many drones to
But
push her off.
I don't think
Tunggu
that's a
siapa? Gitu
difficult
dong,
ask.
Bening.
Yeah, that's a pretty normal thing that mibr just weren't giving her support
Gitu
the
dong,
last round she had the op,
Bening.
and
Siapa
wasn't able to play
lagi,
the round because of it.
Bening?
She should have it this time. Or she might just
Oh.
try and get ahead of it. Walks
Okay.
close on short.
Well, there's an instant dog and an instant TP up into heaven.
Fortunately, no one broke it for her again, so just tucks back.
Oh, here we go, G2. Ultimate backside Akita trying to dive on top. Any player trying to escape
So
out
asik
of
ya
that one. And now,
ngomong-ngomong
up on
Proxy sama
top.
SR, so asik lu kentut
Slide
naga.
on back, shot
Aku
goes
dukung
wide.
Aco aja, Aco jadi
Ultimates in
streamer.
backside, G2 are just blowing up the floor.
But MIBR got out with 5, and now a Yoru ult to fight back in.
MIBR going to be quick on the reapproach.
Harus dapat, harus dapat, harus
Mimi.
dapat.
Keeping these players at bay. Some missiles to help guide as Astartes seeks an opening. Has come all the way around on the flank, and now the rest of MIBR show up Vanya again! It's a monster!
Comeback starts here, chat.
And Astartes into a 1-on-3. Only sees fire and despair. Vanya back to
Ma yang
back.
paling worth it didukung siapa menurut lu?
8 kills in the
Vanya
last 2
Prime.
rounds. From the Turkish controller. It's gotta feel so good for her.
Vanya really
Last year was her
prime.
debut with G2.
Really prime,
Means
chat.
of losing to them in the lower finals. Now here, basically single-handedly winning back-to-back rounds.
Wild stuff. Now sitting 20-12 on the brim.
And again, I feel like a lot was going right for MIBR. They got everyone off site. A Yoru ult to fight back in, but not with Vanya.
Fight out of sand on the eco from MIBR. Vanya holding it with the outlaw and switches to a rifle on the retreat. That is actually a free outlaw if MIBR were to go for the flank, but instead calling it off as G2 speed up on A.
MIBR have gotten rotates in.
The spike is still back in spawn. Petra has to go for that one while her team execs onto the site.
Yeah, that's a Bucky in Sayori's hands, so danger in U-Haul.
Good thing is you just don't have to take U-Haul if you
Yeah.
just hold the exits out of it. If Akita wants to go up onto heaven, what a silly little exec here. Now just peering into spawn. It's bullying time against MIBR on the light guns.
At least it stands up to
Tai
Bucky.
yang ngaku-ngaku, mai kamu SRN
Most
tai,
of
tai.
MIBR's bystanders.
Tai, tau gak sih lu, tai.
U-Haul. They know
Mai
she's
lu
here.
pada nggak usah lah
They're not
kasih ke
going
orang. Tai. Nonton tinggal nonton.
Call for the
Bocil kematian
extraction maybe a little
ini.
bit later.
Tai.
Maybe still trying to farm up a few
Sore
kills
kok.
here.
Selamat sore
Connects on
Pantom.
the other side. I mean,
Halo Yakin Nation,
truthfully,
selamat sore.
G2 are starting to get some
Bacot
momentum
Jepao.
behind themselves.
They are.
Not too far away from a few more ultimates. Only 1 round trailing now after refusing to lose a single rifle round in the second half. Remember,
Mana
this started off
roundmu?
with an 8-4
Dua
round
round
from
Elsa.
MIBR. MIBR winning the pistol, but it has now been 5 rounds in a row for G2.
If I was MIBR, I think I would not go back to this operator. Because it is not found success. Every time, the sorta is just getting droned off the line.
Ngapain
I
ini?
think this is a
Aduh,
comp that is
bocil-bocil
great
ini.
at bunkering one side
Aneh,
with double
aneh.
smokes and being like proactive in fighting with the double duelist and the fade on the other. But they
Ya
disagree,
ampun,
but Sorta
kids,
wants
kids.
another try.
But the thing is, if you're going to play the op, you have ways to break those drones and give her
Sure,
pockets to
sure.
re-swing into the line. We haven't seen that yet.
The issue though is if it ever comes down to a retake, it becomes so much harder with the op.
Sure. What's going on here? Akita not even dashing in.
Sort of TP'd in for a moment.
Prop,
Back
aku
Akita
out.
is in lamps.
bingung pilih yang
while
mana.
G2 are
Yang
regrouping
pasti
to exec
kalau
on
duelis
B.
dari kedua tim mending pilih
Currently being held
Akita.
by Sayuri. And Seekers out of Puka, ready for G2 to pile up into the site. That lurk now dealt with, but Bastarda
Let's go,
again fails to find impact.
So it's a straight up 4-on-4 retake, but Amy has the
Vanya
pick.
Prime.
That's nasty. MIBR not gonna have an easy time cutting back through that one.
Vanya
Facing
Prime,
up into
Amy
it.
Prime.
And Amy is just gonna mow them all down.
Ten.
What is going on in this second half?
It's a complete reversal, really. Melissa, run for the hills. So you're telling me Akita takes U-Haul single-handedly, alone,
Yes.
just sits there. They take the time to kill her. But while that's going on, Sans duelist, G2 execute B and win?
Apparently, that seemed to be the case. It was odd. Like it seemed like MIBR, they weren't really playing on site. They just had the operator
Yeah.
down on hookah.
And again, it doesn't do anything because she just gets wrapped around from the player's hookah.
But honestly, if G2 have the hard read that op is going to be down B long, the way they called that round out
Exactly
of
the way to
Mimi
beat
is
it.
perfect.
Yep.
Full exec out of hookah. You have the sky trails, the trailblazers that tell you exactly where to go, the seekers rather, and then you can just slide in behind.
Even if that's a dog, it also works.
Sore, Pop,
Yeah.
sore.
Walk it up long. So mibr call a timeout now. They have lost 6 rounds in a row.
What do you think? So, okay, mibr, their money is a little bit chalked going into the next round,
Sure.
but what, like,
Yang
broad
bener
strokes
lu,
adjustments can they try to
Papa
make
Jola.
here to stop the way G2's
Ganti-ganti
playing?
mulu lu.
It's what I was saying in the last round. Stop hopping. Have
Okay.
Bastarda and SRN play one side with Melissa and get aggressive into one of the 2 extremities on that side of the map, and on the other side you heavy bunker with
Yeah.
the 2 controllers.
So you're talking B long showers is where
Yep.
you want to fight. If you
Something
play on
like
those
that.
lines, can play around the teleporter even to get a crunch
You can have a
happening.
pinch from that side, and then on the other, I mean, think back to the pistol.
Oh, ngaku
G2,
karbit.
even though they have very good
Okay.
executor, going into the bunkered setup of the Viper and the Brim somewhere, it is so hard to get through unless Akita just
Comeback
dominates someone
stasiun
on the open.
berlanjut atau enggak, chat?
The test
What do
there
you
is whether
think?
or not MIBR are too
By
busy
Frank,
throwing the utility
mereka
to
semua
have their
imbang
guns
kecuali
down, and then
Fania.
the Waylay can
Fania lock in.
crush you.
Okay,
One
so-
thing that's been consistent throughout today has been the G2 fans out in force. Like, even when things were going rough, even when they were getting beaten on eco rounds, still making noise here in Lal Park.
Yeah, they have very much traveled well, these EMEA fans. This is the eco round from IBR, but Lisa still chooses to use the pit early towards A. Interesting setup. A bait for Bastarda. She's played here a ton, so she can jiggle, TP out, and then hope SRN gets something done in the corner.
And if they realize it's a lot of players,
Fania,
SRN does have
Fania kau
Showstopper.
punya
If they
berarti.
commit all the way
Fania,
up, nice shot
no! Sudah
from Bastarda.
kuduga.
Showstopper could come online, but she doesn't get it off. Pulls the
Tapi
trigger too
Akita
late.
ready untuk trap.
And
Nice,
Akita
guys.
can just slide up into the site.
And now a post plant for G2 in a round that was quite literally half a second from disaster.
Okay. Mimi.
We might still be half a second from disaster. 3-on-3. Melissa has a gun.
Oh, but remember what Amy did here last time. That was 3 kills in that position. Granted, there was a pit.
The hunt didn't show.
Oh dear, only one though.
No.
And Akita and Petra pushed away
Tenang,
from the
tenang,
spike.
Akita. Lain tempat. Baris,
Ultimate
baris.
out. Only tags
Berbaris.
the player
Bocil,
backside.
bocil. My
Now
Akita.
Akita dancing around the side of the smoke. Shorty comes in.
Nice.
It's 3 on the round from her. And now Lisa, with so little time on the clock, needs to get on this spike. Needs to get it to half. Needs to get this kill.
Untung aja.
Petra will take another and take the lead for the first time for G2.
That's 8 rounds, 1 in a row for G2. They are rolling in this second half.
And to be fair, okay, winning that round, it makes sense. It's an eco, but mibr used 2 ultimates, the pit, and the showstopper here that got nothing.
And this is so heartbreaking. The second that she's pulling it out is when Akita gets that kill.
It's the difference between using the satchel and just
Kenapa
casting
nggak
the
disiplin
dang
gini
rocket.
gitu?
Yep.
That time,
And you understand why she does it.
Trolling.
Wants to be a hard target to hit, thinks she doesn't have that half second.
That's okay.
But it doesn't
Part
happen.
of entertain.
ends up falling.
Biar sengit.
Now mibr needs someone to step up.
But that was just their ego.
Melissa falls away from showers. Smoke goes down, another orb gained by G2.
3 players stacked up on A. SRN boosted top box. And mibr just hard anchoring this round.
Sayuri goes unnoticed. There's a player right on top of her name. He's looking down inside of the smoke. Now backside, absolutely bombarded by utility. Mimi finds the spam shot.
Ah! Udah ketahuan. Yual
Started to
satu.
do something from showers. Can SRN do something in lamps? They can.
Spike down.
Oh.
That spike is down on the ground. Vanya.
Ya
gets
itu
two
loh,
herself.
Fanya. Itu loh,
Started teleporting back to
jagoan.
B.
Gitu
So they won't know
loh.
exactly where she
Kipernya.
is. But still a 1v3. G2 watching every
Safety
angle.
net,
And
keeper.
Amy so thorough.
Prime.
G2. They were trailing into half. They lost the pistol. Since then, it has been perfect.
From 10-2 to 12-10 was the comeback.
Just straight up dominance.
And Vanya continues to impress.
And she was the one who started this, right?
Yep.
Remember the back-to-back 4Ks.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
And now MIBR have
Okay.
to hold on. Have to try and avoid this fate.
With 4 Guardians and no one breaking the haunt. I mean, was that 3 or 4 players revealed? That was a lot.
I think it was 3. Drone goes short.
G2 a bit reserved, but anticipating the heavy fight out of showers. Already sneaking some players into short. Flash pings from Petra.
Petra's just pressuring them, waiting for this round.
Akita's diving into the site. At the same time, MIBR under fire. Backs against the wall, but not out yet.
They have this spike.
Yeah, Akita had the spike the whole time. It was a huge mistake from G2. But they put down the smoke themselves. Now in orb.
Come, take the spike.
Yeah.
She will.
Go plan.
Now though, with that
Vanya,
time gained,
you need to win this.
Lisa
You need to win this, okay?
and MIBR have ultimates. Dimensional drift from Bastarda.
Please,
To
please.
scout out the site. G2 haven't planted yet. And Lisa is shot out by Vanya again. The dimensional drift
Bastarda
means nothing.
blunder,
G2
jujur.
keep winning their fights. They can
Bastarda
teleport
jujur
over to
blunder.
B. Mimi is in their
Bastarda
spawn.
jujur
G2 running
blunder,
circles
nggak
on
kabur.
MIBR.
Bastarda tried to hop out of the ult and shorty someone. She gets
Temen-temennya
punished.
pada diem
And
melongo.
now G2. They
Nonton.
might just flawlessly
Bioskop apa
close this
bioskop?
run out.
Nonton nih WP deh gua nonton.
My ultimate is ready.
Temen-temennya kagak ada gerak-geraknya. Dikasih info Bastarda juga.
But it's not
Blunder,
so
mau
simple.
Bastarda blunder, temennya kagak ada yang ngepick.
Vanya on
blunder.
20 HP, Amy on 39.
Nonton. Comeback stops
Sayuri
here.
and SRN,
See?
the
Comeback
best
stops
players
here,
for
chat.
MIBR in this opening match.
That's the key.
But
Punya
Amy
arma
has
gedon,
caught the timing.
gedon. Mimi, come on.
Amy. Sayuri gets the first kill. That's major.
Hold
But
on.
Amy is still unchecked. Amy inside of this smoke. And popping out. Wait a second. SRN has the read after clearing down long. Sayuri gets another kill. Sayuri finds 4! But is there time? It's down to the wire. And with 1 second left, MIBR stay alive.
Where did Sayuri pull that out of? I need to see those kills again.
With a Guardian, no less.
The IGL. And this is how it started. Akita dives in for the opener. Sure, she gives up the spike, but G2 turn it around. Get this kill on the lurker. You thought it was going to be another masterclass from Vanya. Bastarda makes a big mistake, but it's the IGL. That shot
Sayuri jago, cuman
is stunning.
Messi.
But is it enough? One more round to decide if it ends here or if we head to OT.
Cuman gitunya sih, jujur.
Jujur. Started off.
Jujur.
G2 do not want to go back to another overtime. I remember how that series ended last night.
Real or
They play
fake?
it slow. Put some pressure towards showers. Call back to see if anyone's walked on B.
Kecepatan nih ya, kecepatan juga. Tapi dia langsung mati juga.
Drone goes down A short, just putting some pressure down as the wall goes up and the rest of the team regroups on B.
MIBR have seen a lot of these setups with the drone on one side to pull a fake. They don't bite on it this time.
Live munition.
That
Missile
spike's gonna
deployed.
head back over to A, isn't it? Akita gives it up, gives it over to the Brimstone, maybe a little better on that front.
Still, time is dwindling.
With 35 seconds, so much will be asked of Sayuri again. She's the player to take the first fight.
30 seconds
No
left.
Molly to stall out this plant. And no one even...
Mega mana
Really guarding her.
Shopify.
Akita wants to fight out again.
Oh, it's a heavy dive on up, but Sayuri will get a kill anyways. 20 seconds left, the Nightfall comes out, Melissa is here. We're down to the wire.
They're
It's teleports
pivoting.
onto the B side, but there's still 2 players here.
Time,
Look at the site, look at
time,
Bastarda.
kirinya.
Bastarda down in
Red.
hell. Gets
No,
down. She's tearing their heads off.
fuck it,
MIBR want
guys.
this map.
That is redemption for Bastarda. She had a diabolical half. 3 rounds with the operator where she gets nothing. The round where she had the Yoru ult, jumping out, nearly losing MIBR this game. But when it
Another
mattered,
throw from
the
G2
absolute
chat.
most, she gets her 3.
And as we take a moment to breathe before another overtime for G2, they will sit
Sama kayak
another
kemarin.
map. They could have had a round where they were up numbers, so they lost to the heroics of one player of an
Sama kayak
IGL.
kemarin.
Daiki yesterday, Sayuri today.
Take hold. 2 years in a row, eliminated by Brazil.
But that was a different story. That was lower finals back-to-back.
And now here, 2 games in a row in overtime versus Brazil. Can they change the script? Can they win it this time?
Palo. Sama kayak kemarin. Sama kejadiannya. Kok kayak gini-gini gitu biasa kalah lagi. Sama kayak
Unsuccessful
kemarin.
at pushing the players off of B-Long.
Saya merasa
Moves on the aggro
dejavu.
line, falls back to play high-low with Akita.
This is
Sama kayak
abnormally
kemarin
slow
pas
from
gitu
MIBR.
kalah.
They were doing so many
Sama
group hits
persis.
in the first half.
That is how
Sama
this round will
persis.
end as well.
Amy and Akita. You see Mimi back in spawn ready to very quickly rotate either side of the map. Bastarda, the brilliant first shot.
Sama persis.
And now it will just be Amy and Akita in backside, taking control over lamps. Still slow from MIBR to get into the site. It's going to be messy with Akita fighting forward.
No. Akita chill, Akita chill.
MIBR bring the fight to G2. Straight into lamps. And this is a
Sama
disaster
persis,
for Vanya and
Cat.
Petra. After playing a perfect second half, to lose a couple of rounds into an OT and now find themselves in a 2-on-5.
How do you even start to solve this one? There's mollies coming in from Sayuri.
Flash through, the wall comes down. Vanya doesn't stand a chance. A flawless start to overtime.
MIBR have so swiftly switched this momentum back into their control. Pretty much every round on their attack, they showed these hyper-fast plays here. They slow it down, and that's the crucial piece. Amy overcommits to the jiggle. Gets beheaded by Bastarda.
Well, let's talk about Bastarda. How about her stepping up in crunch time, right? Was playing a really tough half, right? Couldn't find any value with the operator, but then getting a few opening kills to then having the huge round of the Guardian on B site to force this OT. Now finds the opening pick, is now topping the leaderboard to boot.
G2 have to wrestle some control back. This game was all elation for them. You see the change on the face of Akita. For Vanya, who had so many rounds she won alone. Now having to try and
Kenapa
summon one
ada
more on attack.
aspasnya?
MIBR winning through the power of friendship, it
Kenapa ada
seems.
pepper? Bocil
Different faces
My
on the
Akita.
G2 fans.
Inilah POV-nya teman-teman.
Yeah, kind of a roller coaster for them.
Masa ini adalah
G2
kali
they have
terakhir G2
pretty
main
much always shown us these
teman-teman.
very slow rounds. Mimi has loved calling these. Drone pressure one side, drone pressure the other, fake back in. Is this the round where she simplifies?
Come on G2, come on.
Just sends and execute. Certainly MIBR want to fight.
A
Seize
seize?
made?
Melissa was usually saving the seizes. This is different.
They're reading that it's going to be a fast play on A.
Oh my word. G2 creeping in. Off of the drone is when they pull the trigger, but G2 wisely retreat. Bait out the utility, now ready to pop back through. So much pressure on
Kalau emang
Akita
biar menang
to
lu
find the
Raul
first kill
Raptor.
here, but it's Petra instead. Melissa in the back of sight.
Raul?
Dodged away from the flash. The utility is there,
Not throw.
but still
Nggak
two
jadi
players in
Raul.
backside.
Come on,
G2
G2.
choose not to plant the spike
No more
just yet.
throw G2.
Instead, taking their time.
There's a flank working. But still a
Kalma,
standoff
kalma,
on the side itself.
kalma,
These smokes are gonna
kalma.
come down soon.
Bokong.
And G2 are
Calm.
not comfortable by any
Calm.
means. Melissa
Aduh,
double
dapat
swing,
mantul.
SRN!
Molotovnya mantul,
Tears
cek.
open this round. The flank will come on in, and it's
By
Petra.
one,
in
Petra
a
lu,
one-on-one.
no.
Is she just going back into spawn? Can she even do this? Oh no! SRN straight through the box goes ballistic! Oh my word, that is a
Raur
statement
untuk
from
Indonesia
MIBR.
karena MIBR menang.
It was the near perfect half for G2, bringing it all the way back. You thought they had it in the bag. but it's Sayori in round 24. It's SRN in overtime, and Brazil is happy. Up one map in this series. We head to Sunset after this.
Tuh gara-gara 3 lawan 2 kalah. I knew it,
Swings
chat.
come in. mibr holding for it. And Vanya has to have the 1v3. She started up, and she finishes it.
Just unreal from Vanya.
Ketawa muka lu. Bete banget. Udah dukung gitu. 12-10. Mesti menang.
System updated. We will dance together. The future
Ya
of me is
elah.
here. Feels good.
Locking down the Drake is now Doran. Decent position. Double
Ya elah, mau comeback gak jadi.
How could I ever close my eyes as they silence sins? They try to take me down with their violence.
Ya elah, mau comeback gak jadi. No man. Busuk. Oh, damai lepas. Yang mantep kayak menang begitu sih. Bukan masalah ya wes mape mibr, masalahnya Jitu udah leading duluan. Jitu yang leading duluan, bukan posisinya ya mibr udah match point. Jitu udah 12 duluan. Lu kangen Daiki gak? Karena Daiki mengalahkan Jitu. Kecewa. Kecewa ya gini. Bukan mental juara, mereka kebanyakan nge-throw terus. Mimi 2 kali kecolongan di momen yang paling tepat. That's bad. Gak usah ngaku-ngaku, malah bilang mainnya gue. Bacot nih, bocil so asik, gue masukin ke bunker dulu nih. Mai lu, jangan bilang mai gue. Bocil kematian gue teo-teo ini. Tadi nyebelin emang nih. Udah Jitu kalah, nongol anomali kayak gini. Ayo Propalomat. Buat lu aja. Buat lu aja. Gratis. Prit memang orang-orang begitu. Prit. Menyebalkan. datang di momen yang menyebalkan.
Hi guys, it's Bella. I'm standing with MIBR's Blitz and Arthur here today. One more win to continue your run here at GCC. How confident are you guys going into Sunset now?
Agora vocês estão a uma partida de continuar a sua jornada aqui. Quão confiante vocês estão agora entrando na Sunset?
A gente entrou muito confiante nessa série, mesmo faltando um mapinha só, a gente vai tratar como tá 0 a 0. Teve um apagão agora na nossa bind, mas a gente vai conversar aqui, vai voltar muito forte para Sunset, para fechar o mapa e continuar no campeonato.
We're pretty much like confident since the beginning. Yes, we had like a blank just here by that bind, but we're just gonna sit down, talk a little bit more, and then come back even stronger for the next.
Even
Sunset.
stronger? Okay, all right. Vamos. Obrigada.
Obrigada.
Goodbye.
Good job, Bella. I know she was very proud of that. But yeah, even stronger MIBR. I mean, after that map, that was 14-12, by the way, the final scoreline, a very, very, very close matchup. It came down to the 1v1s, the 1v2s, or the 2v1s, right? However you want to put it, this was a very, very tight matchup.
I know that in this graphic it only says 2 clutches and going for the side of G2, but the amount of, as you're saying, 1v1s,
Nggak nonton
2v2s
Ahmad
that
kalau
hold
G2
down
kalah.
to the last
Bete.
players getting 4Ks here and
Nggak
there.
ada, nggak beras. Warga gua nggak ada yang like, gua
Individual
udahan.
plays that we've been seeing so many mistakes that were so hardly punished by
Bubar.
MIBR coming from G2. An amazing bind, honestly. That was genuinely enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But Bastard is a player who was kind of getting like kind of quiet throughout the entire series. The operator wasn't getting much value, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get the 3K to bring it into OT, and you ride that momentum. And I honestly think that she'd carry the entire overtime.
Yeah. Sometimes all you need is just that one round, right? Just one round. And that brings us to a Verizon high-speed moment from round 4. We have this moment, which we thought that this was just magic to watch.
I think this set the tone a lot for what we saw on the attack. Number 1, the very quick executes that we were seeing for the side of MIBR. G2 that tries to flood on the side very quickly. And the moment, of course, is just using that seize with the Brimstone ultimate. Sayuri absolutely amazing and unstoppable during this map.
You just can't do anything about it. It's just a lose-lose. And it was a fast flood attempt too from G2, but yeah, I mean that tether and Brim ultimate, it's just you just get cooked.
Yeah. And literally, actually, with that Brimwald, right? It's so amazing how MIBR would just had so many of the set plays. But the comeback from G2 was also very respectable. And we were talking about how it only takes 1 round sometimes. Vanya had 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back. I think that also when we were looking at the first half and looking at when G2 was trying to get more aggressive to try and shut down MIBR or trying to get a little bit of control over the map.
Kan nonton tinggal nonton,
very
kocak.
key plays, so then we have to look at both of the
Kalau itu nggak salah sih.
What an amazing
Tapi emang
performance time
iya,
after
emang
time.
iya.
I love the explosiveness, how they were able again to punish every single thing, every small thing that G2 could do wrong. The awareness also of like clearing everything and knowing what weapons could be
Dana mencari dana
for the side of
pensiun yang lebih baik.
I say this a lot, but it is so true. When your IGL is having pop-off moments like this, everyone else on the team just gets fired up, and it makes them feel like, okay, if they're doing it, we can do it too.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the deadly team that you're going to play against at that.
Yeah, especially when she was the one setting the tone for the first few rounds, right? She was the one early on actually dictating like what they had to do.
I think at some point like 10-2 or 10-4 or something like that. I mean, that's ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, we talk a lot about SRN, but Sayuri, she's right up there next to SRN usually, especially when we look at the stats of the last rematch, right? But with that comeback from G2, actually, that mini comeback from G2, I want to hear what Drew Spark has to say ahead of map 2 as we send it to the stage with Bella and the coach.
Well, yesterday it came so close and first bind as well. What was the talk? What was the prep like last night coming into today to wipe the slate clean for you guys?
Yeah, I think it was just recognizing that, I mean, speaking honestly, it felt like we lost the game, you know, like kind of left to ourselves. I think a lot of it was just a lot of micro things. And I feel the same about bind as well. Like there was a lot of clutches we won, a lot of clutches we lost. And I think ultimately it just kind of comes down to those late rounds playing together properly and closing out rounds properly.
어제
You know what's painful about such a close map like this? We talk a lot about this on the Pacific Desk, how when it
Apa
gets
tanggapan
overtime,
lu? Nanti
as
tungguin
the
aja,
score is
gue bikin
closer,
konten
the
di
loss is
recap.
more painful.
Tanggapan
And so
gua,
I really
salahin
want to see
Autumn.
how G2 is able to make this mental comeback. Petra said it herself in the arrival, it's more about the mental game, and I think they feel it, especially in this moment.
I think you hit the nail in the head there, Mika, because there's a couple of rounds that G2 should have won. We were speaking about the Bastarda getting the 3K. Again, it's an amazing individual moments coming in from mibr. You should always be aware that the players, the individuals on the other side have this strength and they're not going to be shaky. They're, as I said, going to be looking to punish those mistakes. And for G2 at the end of the day is 2 back-to-back 14-12s. That is so harsh to come back mentally from. But if it happens and if they do not want to go home, it has to happen on Sunset. Dre, do you like this map?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Sunset. I don't know what G2 are going to run on this map, though, and I was already kind of seeing from the mibr side a Viper, maybe. So already some comp changes that are going to be made here. Look at this. This is the G2 comp. We got it. The Chamber Sage. I'm a huge fan of this. What I'm surprised at here from the side of mibr, though, is the Cypher. I think Cypher is that's just kind of fallen out of the meta. Like those nerfs, it's just not good. Those trips don't do as much damage as they used to do, right? But this Sage Chamber comp, I think Amy started heating up towards the later end of that bind, which I think is a good sign. Now, I will say, I don't know how much of the operator play we've seen from the side of Amy, but I mean, I just think that the stopping power that you have with the Sage combined with the Chamber threat is a force to be reckoned with on this map of Sunset.
I want to see also how this changes the way that G2 goes in place on this map, because I remember, like, of course, moving away from that, having that double duelist, and maybe Amy that now is going to be in the Chamber, being more in the position of playing the Sage and controlling one side of the map, just leaving it all that space. I wonder how that matches up and how mibr is going to be playing without Viper now.
Massive stakes here. This could be it for G2, as this is an elimination match, or will this make it to a map 3? We're going to send it back to your casters. Here's Ender and Mimi.
As Mika said, G2 facing their earliest ever elimination in a GCC, and mibr ready to send them home 2 years in a row in this lower bracket. But G2, no strangers to dropping that first map and firing back in map 2.
Yeah, and for G2, if they did lose, it would not just be back-to-back against mibr, but 3 years in a row to a Brazilian team. They gotta lock in, but I think this is a great map to do it on. I love their approach. I think the Sage Chamber is the best comp on the map right now, and it especially excels here on defense.
Big challenge for G2 is proving they can close the map. Last 2 maps they played versus mibr and Team Liquid, both maps they very easily could have won. Slipped away from them in overtime. Definitely gonna be that weight hanging over them.
They'll show something aggro on the pistol round here. Walk the Chamber down mid with the Neon to help. But mibr, you know them. They like their faster plays. They're going to keep it simple towards A to start.
High Haunt broken by Bastarda. G2 have taken so much control on the map. Amy has already stepped into tiles. Doesn't have an angle here necessarily with the trip watching the flank.
mibr, they are full contacting this, but that gives time for this Chamber to walk fully into their flank.
Oh, steps into the trip, and now mibr send 2 players to deal with the flanker. As they go into the site, and G2 instantly activate. Akita hasn't really found anything, but the rest of her team has. G2 getting wild onto the site. And just like that, the round is over. G2 can win a pistol.
And that is the problem with going to these very slow rounds where you don't have any insurance on this map. G2, from the very start of the round, they were walking Akita and Amy into mid. They very quickly realized that there's nothing home there. And before mibr can even try to commit to this execute, they're completely enveloped and just get decimated by Akita on the site.
Big too that G2 can just win a pistol round. It's been somewhat of a struggle in this tournament. It was certainly a struggle in that last match they just played. Can start off on a good foot here.
And I think playing this Chamber comp is great for a few reasons. One, Chamber is awesome because initiators are so much worse.
Yeah.
But
well, Melissa just got a kill, so checkmate.
That is checkmate, indeed. They're walled off now. That's the beauty of the Sage. They only wanted an orb, but they're happy to get a kill as well. But look, there's not going to be many tools to push Amy off this line, so she's being very proactive.
Masa iya kena thrifty chat.
And on the other side, we have Sage Util. And 8 seconds.
Santai guys, ada Amy.
Now here comes Amy. She doesn't get the kill. have to retreat and does it
Kenapa
safely.
kena ding-ding pada
Nervous
ding-ding?
right now about G2.
Yeah.
Getting forced off the angle, taken low on the chamber.
Please,
How does G2 reply now? They
Please.
still have B main control.
please.
But they're worried that there was a lurk going on through mid.
Please.
There isn't really, at least not an active one yet.
Right now, Amy is all alone on the A site. 2 players are getting called back, rotating through spawn to assist.
Bantuan
They're
datang.
going to be here in time.
Bantuan datang. Let's go.
I agree with you. I'm a little scared.
Viper Wall not really doing mibr too many favors. They have to come on through here with just the dark cover to protect. And now Vanya jumps through the smoke after the C's falls down. And
Let's go.
with some bodies and with some guns, G2 can pick up the kills they need.
mibr might get a plant. They're going to run towards B.
Yeah.
Nothing
Nggak dihancurin
can stop
rednya
them.
biar bikin
Take those
galau.
little wins, yeah. Melissa already with 4 ult orbs as well. We'll have a 5th off the plant. See if Bastarda can get anything done with this classic. I like the way G2 have just ignored Boba completely. Working all together through market now.
Bisa
That classic, hard to deal damage with it.
mengagetkan, mengejutkan.
Melissa, the hope for mibr with this Spectre.
Oh, never mind.
A good swing and maybe a shock dart for some extra damage, but as Amy posts up with the Bulldog, G2 will
Aman.
take their second round.
So no need to fear in the end, even if it got a bit close. That one was a great example of how this comp dominates the respective mains. The Sage full slowing one side, the Chamber posturing up on the other. mibr, they don't have a huge amount of tools to clear off with only that Sova in the mix. So I think all this first half is going to be about how they can bait out the Chamber to TP and how they can bait out the Sage to use her 2 slows in the wall.
And I think seeing things like the slide double swing to clear mains is really important when there could be a chamber there. So you can always have the quick trade or even just contact walking forward, find windows to punish the
Look at
Sage.
this play. There'll be an Omen TP down mid fast as the Neon fights into A main, masking an operator behind it.
Yeah, it's crazy. G2 going for the op, saved up for that one. And now looking to run this idea, as you said. There's the teleport. Vanya in front of the dart. Return fire.
And look, that whole A main fight was just to get the op posted. Now they're going to call back into a B stack,
Beautiful.
and there's the op in play.
And that could have been the lurk with Lisa playing on her Viper Wall. Now mibr have to work into mid, where a Prowler doesn't see anything. That smoke on the right side makes it very hard for G2 to get information back in that mid space.
mibr found the right gap in this one, working into market.
Oh, there could be a brutal timing caught right here. This fight into market. I believe Vanya figured it out, and is now swinging on the other side of this wall.
Kelas Vanya.
Right on top of screen. SRN will secure the shot.
Possible bonus.
Now comes straight into the site.
Kelas Vanya.
Slows down this take of the site. Means Mimi has a chance here. With the pistol in hand, mibr have nice spacing. Very few opportunities to
Kenapa
G2.
Nick lu ganti?
Now G2 have to
Jadi
retake with an
Aldra
operator.
3196.
Oh, we'll see. Might just be playing for the pick and
Matlat,
waiting to get
gak apa-apa,
number before
Davin.
committing on in. Good swing from Petra. And the trade from Melissa too.
You see how conflicted Amy is.
LFP
Wants to get
langsung
involved somehow, but also doesn't want to lose the gun.
mencari uang di tim CN.
Now Akita maybe thinking about grabbing the operator, also thinking about playing the round. Does she want this?
Akita bikin mahal.
After spending for the operator, she pulls off the kill. The Bulldog is not enough for the instant kill.
I think they got caught in their decision there. They wanted initially, it looked like, to play passive, just let the 2 players go. But then they get that pick. Amy feels like she can do something and ends up the worst of both worlds, where she loses the round and the off.
Now, it sounds really bad losing that operator, but it is worth noting that Amy, with 5 kills already in 3 rounds, is just 1 away from the Tour de Force.
Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Oh, SRN wanted that off, and she's got it. The attack Neon operator.
Big stack from G2 into main. Oh, we're just fighting forward, teleporting up top. Up her own paranoia, Vanya, what an angle!
What an angle, Vanya, let's go.
The slow keeps the traders away as well.
And Amy pops the ultimate. She doesn't leave B main. The rest of her team says, you can lock that down for us.
And this is great, because G2
Pepper
can now
style.
call back into a stack towards A. Just leave the chamber for info on the other side.
mibr have some ideas of their own to play for the lurks. 2 geared up for mid right now. Shock dart sent to break the trip in market, I believe.
I don't think it got it. But that's big. Push Amy off the line, bait out her TP.
This fight in mid could blow everything up, especially if Sayuri can win those out. A Hunter's Fury coming out for main as well as Bastarda.
Please, Amy.
Now that shot does not connect. Bastarda solidifies position into the site.
Kita, come on!
Sees a player pop up.
Kita!
Weathering the storm, falls down, and Vanya with 3 to win the round.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Very nicely held on to by G2 there. I think they showed again nice ideas to start these rounds.
That early aggro flame
Kita fighting kan. Bocil kita fighting.
With this one. Sage wall boost up, Omen TP's on top of it. And you see that little extra piece there, the slow orb means no one else can swing in to help. And MIBR get caught off. Sarah nearly turned that around though. If she stays
nonton
alive
GC
in
dikit,
mid
gak ada minat.
suddenly they're into the site. Could have been a different world. Instead, G2 are back, and they've reset the money for MIBR.
MIBR just gonna send it at A.
Mainnya udah pada pulang.
I believe that was
Where is Sayuri going? Look, she's TP'd double into the site.
Amy kurang OP-nya, tapi yang penting ada Akita yang siap membantu dan membackup. You see that?
Makes it a little harder.
You see that?
Get your value there, and well, poor Melissa already getting flanked in a 1v4.
Okay, somebody shoot her.
One day.
This is getting ridiculous. Mimi will get it. There we go. All right. And a few extra.
So G2 not only win that round, but
Menurut lu apa Patogenkins?
MIBR are going to call a timeout. I think the number one thing to solve is
Akita siapanya Akira, mainnya kalian.
But what G2 is doing so well
DC di Britama Arena gimana, Prof?
by showing these early
Masih jauh.
So if you're MIBR, you're not
Itu
only
kalah sama Thailand
going for one of their aggro looks, but also how do we actually deal with the Sage and the
Masih
chamber
jauh,
detail that is basically a requirement to do anything else.
Honestly, I'm not even sure.
Ini gua rasa hebat banget nih buat champion saya pakai
to like match those main fights.
LoL Arena
you absolutely
punya.
can do that if SRN is feeling it and wants to punish the chamber, but just as easily you can give that forward space, fight for mid, try to threaten blowing up the map, and then move back in with your scouting utility later in the round, as opposed to falling into these traps. Because that's back-to-back rounds where G2 have just had 3 players ready for the fight in mains.
Absolutely, but G2 have also had solid solutions into mid. I think their market anchors have done a really great job of locking that area down, because MIBR have shown rounds where they're taking that mid control. But that doesn't mean it's not the solution. I do agree with you that that is the best solve to not get caught out into these ideas on either extremity.
Think about it, G2 is wildly effective
Kalah ke
when
mid
they're
karena
running
ada
some of
sup.
the aggro looks on bind on defense too.
Well, G2 has expected this. They have 2 fighters ready in mid.
Kemarin sekarang Ascension juga soalnya.
Likely, Amy's just gonna jump over onto the ledge with the teleport ready. As she does, dart up. Broken for her. Now Amy can look at tiles. She's protected from the swing top mid because of the pillar right in the middle of the yard. Also from Akita.
Lu udah nanyain kayak gitu, nggak membership, nggak bakal gua jawab. Gua udah males banget. Udah dari 2 tahun yang lalu lu ngomong begitu tuh. Kalau misalkan pemain ini Bani masuk ke GC kasih weak. What the hell, man?
Drone is going to be punished. Here goes Akita.
Gua sudah muak.
Nothing Melissa can do about that. No one even protecting it because MIBR was walking 3 players over to A to push a player off this line.
With her death, though, they realize something's up in mid, find the weaker side on A. Still, G2 were always set up to retake. They have Petra's ult to do it.
And Bastarda is positioned potentially to cut off the rotate. Now a scouting ultimate from Vanya spots 3 players. G2 can react to this one. Oh my god, Vanya up on top of the box. Can peer straight over the smoke. Forces a safer plant out of MIBR. And now the fight coming up into Link from SRN. No one's here. Nightfall dodge from SRN. Akita sliding into the site. Sayuri finds her mark. And now dancing on opposite ends of the site. Inside of 2 separate smokes. It'll be Vanya.
Lagi Vanya. Let's go Vanya.
G2 need to see some enemies, need to see something. before Bastarda just tears
Let's
the
go,
ball
Vanya.
down.
Come on, Vanya.
3 in the round for both. A 4 needed. Bastarda will take it for MIBR.
A huge step up from her. The
GG
player who got
Bastarda.
dropped by Team Liquid in the mid-season. Had to find a new team and found it in the squad that was previously her rival. After coming into this roster, has immediately found success, both individually and
Bukan malah tap duluan, itu kayak biar nge-base.
Player now. Well, she
Biar
can play the
nongol, kalau
Yoru
nggak di
on
tap.
this map, forced on Cypher duty, but still
Nggak
making it
bakal
look
nongol.
fun.
Sarda is a great read for
Cuman
G2,
gila
but
juga
MIBR,
sih.
the clutch plays.
Dilawan terus, pick.
Up into elbow, Amy getting danced on a little bit with quick teleport away. SRN ready to go into this site, not worried about smokes, has the assistance of her team behind her now, sliding back into elbow.
Bam, bam! Nice, AB!
Crossfire with Petra. Bastarda left in a 1-on-2. Left in the clutch once more.
Careful now.
She knows where one is with the trap wire on the flank.
And also hurt Akita earlier as well.
They're really gonna make her do it again.
But I like this. G2 would have heard the trip go down. Won't expect Bastarda to be playing right on top of it. Bastarda chips away at Akita. Now swings back in for it. Mimi will send her packing.
And G2 hold on. After winning a clutch MIBR trio.
Nice, nice,
Very
nice.
fast round.
Maybe comeback starts here.
You can see
Map
the G2
3,
anchors were ready.
map 3, map
Look
3,
how Amy plays this.
map
Dealing
3,
with SRN on the
starts
dive.
here.
And then the crossfire with Petra.
Really snappy there between the two angles.
Yeah, she still got it.
Let's go! Nice! We have
Nice! Kalau pocket set lu Mimi gimana?
Playing up for it a little bit.
Dia yang ngegendong gua.
So MIBR, they're going to be broke
Sama
after
minta
missing that
heal.
round. And G2 again shift their setup, now putting the chamber over towards B. MIBR have really favored these A hits.
Propin gak sih? Nggak usah dah.
G2 want to show
Biarin
how
aja.
to dominate that main control.
Sulit. Warga-warga gua. Sulit. Kapan punya My APP-an ada Yanatama gua sembunyiin di kantong.
Okay, top mid control. These are
Gak semua
great rounds to deal with
relationship tuh
defense, but
diunjukin
Petra, she's so ready
teman-teman.
for it.
You know the privacy.
Bye-bye.
No issues there.
And how the hell
Gak
are you
perlu
breaking
dipamerin,
into
you
B?
know.
With the sage there, with the chamber there.
Lu nggak pernah tahu kan
Gonna say
selama
you're
gua
not.
2-3 tahun udah
Say you're
berhubungan
gonna think about some
punya relationship sama siapa
future?
aja.
You
Nggak tahu.
It's a little bit odd from MIB. I'm trying to get a read on how they're playing this map.
Terserah orang itu
And I
sih
just really feel
punya
like that round, of course, you have two players peeking into top mid, but
relationship
a lot of things you normally see
diunjukin
teams
atau
do,
enggak.
breaking the market door in early rounds. Challenging through this smoke to break chamber utility just hasn't really been coming down.
Casual Petra 4K.
Yeah, you know.
She'll do that sometimes.
Gitu jadi dan
Flawless for
juara
G2, but yeah.
It is strange 'cause
Shopify.
You think that with the Viper in the comp, you want to play a very slow control style and let Bastarda and Issa work lurks on the extremity.
Gue liat-liat si ABW ini nggak jelas dari tadi. Lu masuk ke bunker dulu ya. Kentut naga. Makan tuh.
Chamber in your face.
Udah abu-abu. Abu lagi namanya.
And then if you ever want to step up the pace, you don't really have a ton of tools to accelerate. Unless SRN can just go beast mode off of Paranoia.
Lisa's also been putting both
Dia yang
the ball and her
demen-demen
orb in A main.
malah
It's
nyomblangin
always been about
orang
these A
dasar
fights, man,
aneh.
truthfully.
And at least that's meant that a change
Dasar
is gonna
aneh.
risk. Here's another boost.
A different one this time. At the same time, Amy is
Udah
all the
abu-abu
way
tuh
through
jadi
B
orang
main.
baik nggak apa?
Ready for any
Tengik
players to step
jadi
up.
orang lu.
Yeah, and she can still
Malah.
TP back from here. This is a safe position to play.
G2 after not seeing anything. Set back up for the refight on
Akita,
A. I
come on,
love this
Akita.
mid-rounding from G2. They have so much forward
Aduh, masuk
information
crosshair
they can
gini.
go for this fight. One for
Nice
start.
trade.
Now Lisa on
Tapi
the
di
side.
swing lagi. Gue
MIBR
kira
were waiting for it.
balik Petra.
Gonna fall victim this time
No.
around.
She has a res, but she doesn't have a wall to do it safely.
Yeah, good luck. And now all three players from G2 revealed.
Balik dong ke B.
That means Sayuri knows she can blow up the map
Yep.
straight through top mid. G2 had no
She's
util waiting
going
for it.
all the way around.
Yeah, sending Bastarda as well. But it gives G2 a chance to go for this
Kalau
fight.
hijau
in
boleh
main again
nge-range
with two
bait
players.
boleh. Tapi kadang gua kacangin kalau terlalu
Oh no,
aneh.
and a stun immediately
Kadang
answers.
juara menurut lu
Here
siapa
comes
tadi gue bilang
Bastarda. Oh no,
Shopify.
the shots, where are they? No Nobody can find him. Sayuri back into the site, but there's another player back on
They
site.
not
This
go
round
B?
is an absolute mess. Defense here. Akita looking down on MIBR. And G2 will have another.
I need to wash my mouth out after that round. That was...
I need to wash my eyes out.
That was gross. Oh, the whiff from Bastarda. That was the round for MIBR. They get the Cypher ultimate. Find the perfect way to break into mid. But in a 4-on-3, it all falls apart.
Lagi-lagi Fanya. GG Fanya.
They sound hyped.
Yeah, I'd be too. And MIBR have nothing now. On to another eco. This is G2 running away with the half. And I really think that G2 is just out calling them right now. The Sentinels are shutting down the extremities. When MIBR tries something else into mid or to re-clear into one, G2 are still so proactive. They're showing us these wall boost looks, the re-clear that they tried that round. They constantly have that next step. So Sayuri and the team at MIBR, they just can't get a read on what this defense ever actually is.
I think the concerning thing is a few rounds ago I would say, oh, MIBR just need to solve
Gua
the
pikir
start
sampai.
of their round.
Sure.
But it almost feels like because G2
Wah,
are getting so
mana nggak
much
ada.
information round after round after round, because MIBR are playing so back, you know, and not containing the space,
Fanya emang
it means
prime
that
sih,
G2 can call these
13.
great mid rounds.
Top rank di first map.
Conditioning early with those
Second map 13.
Exactly.
Kalau masih kalah
MIBR
gitu.
a little bit
Kacau.
spooked, it seems like, waiting for players
Kacau.
of G2 to step forward. But really, I think Amy has just been leaning over towards the B site so consistently. Finally, now the read from MIBR is to play into mid. Sayuri is just ulting back in the
What
spawn.
is this smoke?
Inside of
MTP.
dark cover. It's answered on the other side of
Oke,
things.
ternyata
Spawnya
di-combo
pivots
dengan
back over to B.
SRN.
And now two players from MIBR in spawn. Akita pinching down at the back of MIBR. This time Bastarda wins the fight. A nightfall into Bova. With Hunter's Fury to boot. Amy
Nice
with two kills through the wall.
Nice, Amy.
Switches over to the Sheriff.
All good, all good, all good.
Still all right as Mimi sees another body.
All good, all good,
This
all
round
good, all
could
good.
have gotten a little bit more wild for MIBR.
Gak jadi comeback
There's a
benih.
wall up in the face of Melissa. The spike is down elsewhere. And G2 have held firm.
Nepu.
I like the idea of this eco round of trying to blow up mid control, get a deep TP. I think it's something to explore more, but again, G2, they turn, they figure out the fight, and it's another proactive refight from Akita, sliding out into mid with that stun.
G2 responding really well, whether it's the quick opening rounds or the slower ones.
He does have a gun now.
Standing ahead. Dart out, she's gonna swing with it, but Vanya not baited at all by that dart.
All good. 8-2 now for G2. They are rolling this defense. What have MIBR figured out?
Well, my concern is because they ran the mid aggro look, either that's the read out of the timeout, and they're going to play the next two rounds like that, in which case G2 have a perfect preview of it, or that was just a throwaway and they're going to go back to old habits and fight for A main again.
Yeah. I mean, to their credit, they're always getting A main. It's just the problem is when the reclears come in, when G2 dominates mid.
It's a Sage wall boost, I believe a double boost for these two players. As soon as the smoke comes in, boost on over it. MIBR didn't see this last time.
Mencoba untuk counter, sayangnya gagal. Alkisah.
At the beginning of the round, but here comes the next layer,
And
Chris,
look at
the
A.
re-clear.
Exactly, but it's a different Viper wall this time. It helps them out on site instead of just fighting over from main, but this time...
Prime. Udah balik gak sih? Ini kecolong dulu nih.
It's the same script round after round. MIBR play a slow start of round. They try and get into an extremity. G2 re-clear and dominate them.
And I love that G2 don't spend forever on top of that Sage wall. A lot of teams, when they run something like this, they invest 400 credits.
Orang mah nonton ditinggal malah. Bentar lagi GG.
But instead, G2
Break
show that
baru
and then
no.
instantly rotate away because they know that MIBR is not going to re-swing and challenge that ridiculous
Kalau
angle.
menang
That is
ditinggal.
never favoring the player down on bot mid.
But if you're in rank, they'll always re-swing. Stay up there. 99% get off the wall right before they swing.
You know, this was G2's map pick, but I really do feel like, even compared to their bind, it is a very different level of just like set protocols and understanding of how to dominate defense on this map. On bind, it was a lot of just running aggro plays that were put together, and they either worked or they didn't. This one is a little bit less all in, a little bit less committed, so you get to see some of the mid-rounding prowess of Mimi.
Yeah, it wasn't always her on this
10
role.
seconds
Switched
left.
into it, I believe, last year. And
It was right before GCC last year, because Petra had been IGLing all year long, and then
even while she was playing the Duelist, and had to switch on to that.
we were all surprised because we were calling Petra the Duelist heading into GCC last year, and then she was like, "Wait, no, that's not what I do anymore." Mimi took that job from me.
This is the new me, and I'm not the IGL anymore. And after not showing the operator since, I think, round 3 whatsoever, this is the time where G2 go back to normal and Amy dies.
Kakak itu panggilannya Bastarda.
An option?
And it's normally like the reason you picked the chamber. No, it's still here.
Bukan Bastard tok.
And after seeing so many A lurks, she'll now solo hold that aggro and have a Sage to back up if needed.
Well, better late than never. MIBR ready to take some mid space.
Kalau itu
Wahoo.
CGRS bukan cigarette test.
I've never
Bukan
been more
ngerokok.
disappointed. I've been waiting for
Makanya
this
diganti-ganti, you know.
And they're stepping into the B-main trap. How has Mimi just read every single thing MIBR have literally ever tried? I'll tell you why. It's because Chamber always has
Push
forward
mungkin
information.
KSH, CHH. Aneh banget.
Akita's going to get in the close corner. This is going to cook.
I think B-main is where the fight is coming. Vanya spots it. Akita, calm, not swinging off the paranoia.
And she still has a stun.
Bastard has been left inside of this smoke. But she just steps through it, spins on a dime. That's a way to steal around.
If you want to talk about a comeback, you need at least 9-3. That's a good start.
And Amy had fallen off of the forward line. Plays it on the other side of this wall. Jumping Neon. Taken out of the round. Mimi's already rotated over with a wall down on the left approach. Now it's easy for G2 to just look at elbow, except for the pit. But MIBR are leading. The spike is actually heading back towards B. Finally, some late round ideas from MIBR, but they're a little bit slow. Petra has come into Boba, and his kill comes down from Mimi. Cuts away at the lurk opportunity. Petra chooses to play for numbers. Give the spike plant over to MIBR. How do they set up?
On a retake, they'll bide their time. Petra has the Fade Haunt to go. It all comes down to the crossfire. Sayori and Bastarda on the site.
But MIBR do not have backside control. There's not a lot of space for them to play with, especially with the pressure coming through from that smoke. Melissa has to support back from main. Melissa and the team have to light it up. It's not enough just yet. Sayori in a 1-2. Coming out from both sides. G2 will take 10 rounds in this opening half.
Just an incredible showing from them. A masterclass in the calling from Mimi, showing aggressive refights in the mid-round, constantly reading into the exact setup from MIBR.
And all things considered, this is what the second half of Bind also looked like. If G2 just didn't slip in those last couple of rounds. G2 in the last 2 halves have been the better team.
Yes, come on.
But it's still them with their backs against the wall.
They still have to prove that they can close out, that they can be the ones to fight back. But for this halftime, a special guest, we have Bastarda's best friend, Belina, standing by with Bella.
안녕하세요, 벨라입니다. 오늘은 니콜님과 함께 MIBR 응원가를 무슨 뜻인지 좀
Bastarda
한번 불러볼
best
수
friend.
있는지 들어보려고 하는데요. Hi guys, I'm standing with Nicole. The song you guys were chanting, I have to ask, what are you guys saying? And can you teach me a verse?
Yes, we were actually praying, and apparently it went really, really well in that first map, so we're probably gonna do it again. And we were actually chanting Nossa Senhora me dê a mão. So you can try it.
Nossa Senhora
me dê a mão.
me dê a mão.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alright. 이게 사실 기도인데 계속해서 할 때마다 라운드를 따내서 계속해서 기도를 할 거라고 이야기를 해줬습니다. Alright. Hopefully I'll get to master it. Alright.
Yeah, of course, and we can do it here, and they can win the second map.
Alright. Love that. Thank you, Nicole. And that is it.
Do you want to try, Christy?
I've already forgotten it.
Do you not remember?
I don't remember.
Do you want to try anyway?
No, that is not. You please be my guest,
No,
Mimi.
no. I wouldn't after asking you to do it. I feel like that would be rude.
Okay, well, it just seems like you just don't support MIBR, is what it sounds like.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, because you're not going to cheer for them.
Because I'm so unbiased.
Wow. See, I support all teams. I support all teams personally.
Support all teams?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Coinbase Econ Report is something that I can be in support of.
Yeah? Oh, let's bring it up. How about that? I mean, the real the hero of this app has been Vanya. Vanya picked up in the second half of Bind, had the back-to-back 4Ks, had quite a few more after that, sitting 16-6 currently.
Yeah, she had a monster game. And it's true of map 1 as well. It's also true of this tournament as a whole. I have been so impressed with Vanya. It's not the first time for her. You think when she showed up with previous events with BBL Queens and in her first year last year with G2 as well, was always excellent.
Is it just objectively funny that Vanya has like done way more damage to like literally the Omen than all 5 players combined, essentially?
Duit apa? Ada emoticon.
That's actually crazy. Cyrie's not even having a bad game. It just, when it comes to that head-to-head, Vanya absolutely clearing. And the crazy thing about this map too is that G2 literally did this yesterday.
Yes.
Like, map 2 was a 13-2 on Haven.
Wait, Chrissy, what if we're just running the inverse of yesterday's series?
Oh my god, and it's a stomp for MIBR.
Stomp.
Oh, please
But it's
don't.
split, it's split. The rule of all bangers end on split might supersede.
True. Yes, and okay, maybe spectating the wrong player here. MIBR setting up for a fight in
Please.
top mid.
G2 close it.
Comes down. G2, I'm not laughing about anything. G2, 5 players here. No misdirection. Not going to be stun locked. SRN comes down. MIBR. It's not going to be a 13-2.
No way.
No way. Surely not.
Vanya is alive, but now walled off by their own teammate Sagewall as MIBR regroup
No
towards
way.
spawn.
No way, chat.
Is that an option?
It is an option, certainly.
I mean, after putting down the Sage Wall, you would have thought that might have been good enough to get the plants. They're going on a long, long walkway. The Omen smoke is interesting because it really discourages MIBR stepping through. Means that G2 could be anywhere on the site, so it's actually given them a lot of time to go for this rotate.
Here's the problem though, Cypher Cam, you're going to be tapping that. There's also a trip they have to get through. They won't beat
That's
them
okay.
there, sure, but it's very nice tools to make this retake happen.
Now in the post plant, do G2 play in front of that Viper wall? And honestly, Bastarda could save the camera for the post plant to see if anyone's in front of that wall.
I mean, Chrissy Akita is just going on her own.
I mean, this is very far forward. Classic though.
Ape lu,
Ready for
Abu.
the double swing. Akita resets the aim and stuns herself on the way out. All right.
And there's
Still, it's Vanya. 1v3, but she is a beast. And there is no smoke to block her off.
Has the armor, has a ghost. And that spike out in the open. It's a little bit awkward as SRN's just jumping around. No one's watching main.
Vanya again. Vanya again. Vanya again. Vanya.
Vanya.
Oh, kenapa lu
Ready for another 1v4. The Shoutcaster won't give her the chance.
Time's low.
No, Melissa has this one.
Yeah, just with
I
a
mean, I
couple
can't hear
seconds to
anything
spare.
right now, but it'll be all right. Half a second. No problems. MIBR will take their third.
Only got a little scary at the end.
Ya, dia buang gerakan
That is what
lompat.
wins it. All 3 players swinging in. They had opened towards mid.
And it was like a half-second window before the wall gets placed and goes up that those kills come in, and it ruins the round for G2.
Everyone G2 is looking right because they're waiting for that wall to come, the smoke to bloom. And, well, a shock dart means you don't have to swing into Vanya, which is a happy outcome for MIBR.
I think MIBR will be working on not swinging into Vanya throughout this half. I think that might be the solution to coming back.
Certainly a start. Petra's just hanging out on B while his teammates contact up A.
There they are.
Unfortunately, all 4 just got darted.
It's interesting, but just look at the way the map is being played. It's very different how G2 were always fighting over mains. MIBR is very willing to fall back.
Well, I think the biggest reason
bisa
we
balik,
see
Kam?
that is because look at MIBR's comp. They're playing Cypher Viper in current year.
Yeah.
It's very strange to see them sticking to their guns on this Cypher choice.
The thing is, though, I feel like usually you would be seeing MIBR play one weak side of the map with the Cypher Viper over on B, and then the other side could be fighting a little bit more aggressively. I think because SRN has the Outlaw and wants to play posted in market, means they don't have many options to go on the offensive.
Nice things about this comp. You do have great stall util added with this Viper.
Yeah, that one way there is super annoying.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you have a great wall to flood back into. When you're doing your B retakes, you can almost always hold on the backside control.
Akita's just running through that, full blinded. And now
that
3 players
really
are jumping
happening?
out.
Is that
Somehow
really
it's even.
happening? Yes.
Akita wrapped all the way back around through spawn. Hold on.
Yep.
MIBR, you cannot let this happen to you.
It's happening. It's happening, chat.
To clear this angle with the outlaw.
Tiripiti.
Slowed down by a reload.
Neon Deep.
Started with the spam. Okay. It's even again, but not
Neon Deep.
with Akita in the picture.
Neon Deep.
Stepping on out. G2 steal away the MasterCard Thrifty, and it should be
Senyumannya
smooth
itu
sailing
loh
from here on out.
akan membawa kita ke map yang
Okay.
ketiga, guys.
That is a very nice round from Akita. She goes around the world there. Starting off with the fight upstairs. You can see it here. Just the ghost. That was against a bulldog from Sayori. She gets that kill, picks up the gun, and then as this paranoia comes in, and no one can hear anything, she's rapping on Melissa.
But here's, I think, the issue with how MIBR were playing the A side. It's way easier to play and play for trades, play for good spacing when you're fighting over a
Fannya
small
gokil
point on the
banget,
map.
yes.
It's much harder when you're
So konsisten.
I think G2 sneak up
Asli
on
condet ya, iya,
MIBR
asli
sees the
condet.
reins over this round. 2 players in tiles already.
Every round that G2 has wanted it, they've had a main control because MIBR is not contesting at all, like you're talking about. And they have it again here. What they've traded for that space is mid.
Good stun comes out. It's just very hard because you'll see MIBR very isolated now, have to regroup 3 players in back spawn, blocked away by a smoke. But G2's flank is vulnerable. Vanya, the only player watching that. Some good shock darts from damage, but that flank about to come online. Vanya, cold as ever, now dodging away from the stun, chooses to fight this angle, and might have been a mistake. It won't really matter with the rest of G2, just completely locking down this site.
You will not kill my allies.
Going for the res here. As much to guarantee this round as it is to guarantee a rifle being carried over into the next.
When you watch MIBR play their attack, they constantly had to solve this puzzle of the Sage and the Chamber. They are so oppressive in the way that they lock down mains that just those 2 agents alone can be set at the task while the rest of G2 is going elsewhere to fight and play however they want on the defense. You switch over and you look at the composition for MIBR, and instead they have so many fewer tools to do that same fight. They're a lot more reliant on a passive Cypher setup one side, leaning more into 4-1s on the other. And G2 realized that A was weak, they just ran it over to start this half, and now they're 1 away from closing this game.
By winning that round 2 just means SRN's never really going to be able to buy an op in this half. So brutal. And it's sort of not giving SRN a chance to find some redemption after a tough first half. G2, contact on into the site, place down a wall for Market. Bastarda with the judge. Send some help for Bastarda. She's having a game. Against all odds here. It's guaranteed backside control for MIBR. MIBR biding their time as Paranoia comes in. Wall being broken down. Still holding the ground in the backside. Hold on. Util out in hand. Amy gets a kill. Now inside of this smoke. G2 so uncomfortable. So worried to teleport into backside. Might have been too much. MIBR up numbers now. Still in firm hold of backside.
Masih bisa GG, guys. Masih bisa GG.
Wins every
Tenang,
single
tenang,
fight.
tenang, tenang. Masih bisa GG, masih bisa GG.
MIBR take this force round by.
And that is what they want with this composition, to be able to always hold backside control. What makes it so hard for G2. I think if you're G2, a solve you think of for that is planning to make control and Sage walling off market,
Karena tadi
so
nge-throw
that not
gitu.
having
Masih
backside
udah
is
GG,
a bit of
guys.
an issue. But when you wall off market and you don't have backside, you are just
Pusing,
stuck
pala, pusing.
like woman standing emoji in the open front sight, and it's so hard to actually win that.
Wall being pinged up by a Cypher trip. It's not a good
and
position
there's,
to be in.
4 stingers swinging into you.
Yeah.
I'd expect them to change how they play that if they go back into B in the future.
Game.
See if they end there on this round. Right now, Amy with an outlaw is just going to be working over onto B main.
That's a good spot.
Part of the reason I like this comp when we're talking about attack is how much agency it gives Amy. You're able to take risks that no one else really does on the lurk when you're chamber.
It's a very early drone. At 1 minute 20 seconds from Melissa. Now very few options to find forward information, especially as market door is broken down and a smoke is placed. There's always the threat though with this Viper wall going up that someone could step out of the market door. That's why Amy wants to get right in front of this wall. Now out of range of her teleport. On a bit of mission. Sees a player, can step back into it. Now has that get out of jail free. But nowhere really to advance behind this. Still blocked off by that trip.
Yeah, she's just trying to provide some pressure here. TP goes back towards spawn, so G2 want to pivot,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa.
Amy...
Melissa just steps right into it. Needed the headshot for the kill. And now with 25 seconds left, coming into 3 players on this B site with no B main control. Akita is going to need to deal with this Cypher right on the other side of this wall. There's so much utility down on her. Bastarda digs her heels in with Lisa. With no time left on the clock, Sayuri filtering back into the site.
10 seconds left.
Sayuri has a chance here to just take everyone down. MIBR not going down without a fight, as Mimi is swarmed and another round taken.
Very good reaction out of MIBR. That's exactly the adaptation I wanted to see G2 make to playing B, where they're walling market instead. But feeling that pressure of the chamber fighting up on the flank, MIBR instead play their players close into main. And manage to fight together there instead, killing G2 as they come out onto the site from market. And just credit to Sayuri. Such beautiful shots from her. She had an amazing map one as well.
Now G2 are going to be calling a timeout here. And on the attack side, I feel like they've just been running into so many problems in the post plant on B there. They just need 1 round.
Yes.
Do they adjust how they want to take into the B site? Do they just avoid it entirely? Is that a viable option?
Yeah, it's certainly a viable option. I think that you just want to play a slower round and get some main control and then just work the map a little bit. The thing is, Chrissy, even if they lose the next 4 rounds in a row, you just wait until you have 5 ults and then you guarantee the win.
Okay. So if you're the coach, you're just like, I don't care what you do, just don't waste your ult.
No, I think I'd call a round. And
yeah,
then
you'd
also
offer
say,
a little bit more than that.
I care what you do, but don't waste your ult. And I even care about you, your player.
Right, because if you were the coach of a team, you would support that team.
I would.
I know you currently support none of the players on stage, but...
Well, that's an interesting way to phrase it.
Your words, not mine. Would you support MIBR to make a comeback?
I would support a comeback in that I think it's fun to watch.
Okay.
I would
very
be more supportive
fence-sitting of you.
I would be more supportive of maybe a fake comeback into a map 3.
Okay. Generous. We give the viewers a little bit more to work with here.
A bit of a taste. Let's see what G2 are up to, though.
Viper's Pit spent on the anti-eco here, just locking down B main.
Yeah. I think the answer will be to actually answer your question.
Oh, please do that.
Yeah, I think exploring A is good. With this more standard comp, you're always going to be able to do this. Slide in, go off, push Sayuri away. Now she's in trouble and running.
But the counter Hunter's Fury, I mean, just allows SRN to step forward here.
Down A.
Gives an advantage of 1 player. Still has control over A for MIBR.
But Chrissy, if I'm G2, not only do I feel supported, but I'm happy that they just used their ult on our eco round.
That's true. That's two ultimates. The Viper's Pit actually falling in B main. Very early rotation from Lisa.
Cover going
is interesting. Now Paranoia forces Sayuri back shoulder to shoulder with Melissa.
Susah. Too hard.
All over Link. Might be enough to get the plant. The smoke is a problem though with that ping coming on through. Sayuri looking for a little bit of spam. Shock Dart kills the planter. So now Akita will pick up that spike. G2 don't really have any options, don't have anywhere to go. At this point, the Sage Wall boxes them into the site as much as it keeps MIBR out. Vanya with a good shot.
Oh, gila Vanya!
Surely this is not how we do it here. Not another Vanya 3K,
Really
not another Vanya 4K.
Round.
Not with 7 HP. Vanya on for the ace.
Wah gila Vanya. Nggak jelas.
Waiting.
Jago banget.
The gun! Vanya aces us.
Gua nggak ngira itu bakal GG loh. Gara Vanya, coy.
That wasn't supposed to be the round they won.
Right.
But Vanya casually ends Sunset. The number of kills in that round, same as the number of the rounds they kept MIBR to.
Low
After a
HP.
tight OT,
Double
G2
kill
bounced
at
back
last.
dominantly. And we head to map number 3.
And now dancing on opposite ends of the site. Inside of 2 separate smokes, it'll be
Right.
Vanya on the first kill. G2 need to see some enemies, need to see something before Bastarda just tears them all down.
Yeah.
Both. A fourth needed, Bastarda will take it for MIBR.
Gitu ya.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Buset, buset, ngeri banget.
I don't know who else to be. 4, 5, 6, like they say I can't be fixed. 1, 2, 3, your attention's all I need. 4, 5, 6, don't let it slip. 1, 2, 3, I don't know who else to be. 4, 5, 6, like they say I can't be fixed. 1, 2, 3, your attention's all I need. 4, 5, 6, don't let it slip. I don't have any favorite, just give me any kind. Even if it hurts a bit, I think I will be fine. 24/7, all I do is procrastinate, procrastinate. My lesson. 24/7, all I do is procrastinate, procrastinate. Perfection.
Yalah.
4, 5, 6, like they say I can't be fixed. 1, 2, 3, your attention's all I need. 4, 5, 6, don't let it slip. Some sort of an addiction. They all have a prediction. I think it's just some fiction. That I have an addiction, baby. That I have an addiction. 24/7, all I do is procrastinate, procrastinate. My lesson. 24/7, all I do is procrastinate, procrastinate. Perfection. 1, 2, 3, I don't know
G2 goes and say not quite yet. They come back on Sunset versus MIBR in a really dominant fashion. I mean, you look at the first map and you look at what a hit G2 goes and must have taken. I was actually worried for them. Coming into Sunset, that mental comeback that they needed, not just because it was, you know, coming off of the loss of map 1, but also because you look back at Sunset versus MIBR in that rematch, and the scoreline of that was devastating for G2 Gozen. The fact that they're able to take it this time around is such a win for them.
They changed the composition. They decided to go somewhere, as we were saying,
like
but they
comp.
do not. You like it?
I like that comp.
You like it?
Looks familiar?
Might know a thing or two about that one.
Yeah.
May have invented that comp, some would say.
May have invented that comp.
But they play it better, I'm not gonna lie. They actually played it way better though.
Oh, you liked it more? No, yeah. I think that especially of course, the defense is more what we saw from them. Vanya. That is all I have to say.
That's all that's needed.
Extremely scared. Like the amount of times during just today and yesterday that we've seen her in 6, 7 HP, being good for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, and for 5. Like that last round, it does absolutely not make sense.
Yeah, and by the way, throughout the whole series, plus 22. Remember, she was also popping off on bind. It's not like this is just a one map wonder type of thing. But
Turkish
going back
player.
on the Omen,
Am I right?
Turkish aim for sure.
Yep.
It's absolutely popping off ridiculous. And I think SRN had a really tough time trying to pick on where to go, because when you play against that comp, you have a threat of a chamber constantly. You have Sage slows that can slow you down because you're playing that Neon. And then if you're not running into them, you're running into Vanya, who's honestly has a hot hand right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Vanya is just insane, and we're gonna keep talking about her all throughout this series, because it seems as though, as you mentioned, she's being so consistent. This isn't just like, you know, a 3-round kind of thing. This isn't just a first half kind of thing. It's not just a 1-map thing. She's been consistent all throughout this series. But of course, we also have to give it to Petra, who was bringing some amazing vibes, which is exactly what G2 needed going into Sunset. Yes, girl, let it all out. That is exactly what we need to hear.
I absolutely love when we see this replays, and even when we're just observing Petra, the way that she looks at the minimap, the way that she's trying to keep everything on track in so many of those rounds. We see her controlling mid, just making sure that she makes the right call, the right movement, that she's keeping everything in track for them to be able to perform on this comeback. When we speak about experience and all that, this is just so much fun.
Mibr gimana splitnya?
It helps a lot.
Bukan Mibr sih, kemarin G2 rada-rada pasif. Kalahnya kan di split.
Right? So I think when you have a player that's able to actually step
Lupa
up
gue
and
Mibr gimana splitnya?
kind of make things a little bit more fun again.
Pokoknya lebih ke
by being hyped in
G2-nya
those
sih,
moments.
harus berani ambil
It just
push
makes everybody
terus
feel a
mereka.
lot more relaxed, and across the board you saw everybody having their moment on that map of Sunset.
Yeah, you need those vibes. It also helps you remember, like, you know, who
Bubaran
you are,
sport kah?
why you play
Mungkin.
this game, right?
Kayaknya sih
And
ditinggal
that's all you need sometimes
pemain pilarnya.
going into
Iya
an
sih.
important series like this. You know, with those kind of vibes, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but this is an elimination match, and we are going into map number 3. So the stakes are very, very high, and I have to give it to G2 Gozen for this one. The mental, the comeback for this was just absolutely outstanding for them.
So what do you make about this comp, Dre? Like, what is it that you really
tell
like
us
about it? Like,
more,
they decide to make the change. I know they have my thoughts. I want to know yours.
So specifically when you're starting on that defensive side, it's just so tough to deal with. You can do cringe stuff like this where you sage wall over and see past the top mid smoke that a lot of players like to use to maybe get an insert or lurk. But like the extremity stopping power that you have, I mean, we didn't see this Viper get any value because there was this active re-clears. And sometimes you could throw a slow here too. You don't need to this time, but the way that you're able to maneuver around the map, like you're not getting this trade in the slow. It's just never gonna happen.
I love to see the versatility, and I wanted to check out this first 20 seconds of the round because yes, we see the wall, we see what I saw during the entire defense is that the tools that they have, they used to the best of their ability. Every single default was different. Every single way that they were taking mid and putting pressure onto MIBR was different. And for them now starting on the defense, I want to see the same kind of productivity. I want to see them bringing out ideas and not falling into those mistakes. As you said, Mika, this is elimination. Everything is on the line. Vanya's going to go 3 for 3 with those controllers that she plays, and I'm absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, we are heading straight into map number 3 with our agent select. It's looking like a mirror match here. Oh my gosh, Petra, she's feeling it right now.
Kemarin tuh yang GG Bastarda. Ini lebih ke ya step upan sih kalau MIBR pokoknya.
That is the glue of G2. And of course for MIBR now, they are operating on that emotional and mental deficit.
Yeah, I think starting on the defensive side for G2 is a good thing considering how things went last time on Split. You know, you kind of get that half out of of your mind
Petra,
early
the
here.
Prowlers, please, please, let's clear things properly. For the side of MIBR, they have a chance to repeat what Liquid did yesterday. For G2 goes in, staying in the tournament, of course, and getting redemption from what happened yesterday. And MIBR, SRN, we need to wake up again.
Yes, absolutely, because it is do or die. It is map number 3 with elimination on the line for G2 Gozen and MIBR. We've got Ender and Mimi to take us into split.
10 players have stepped onto the stage for one more map today, and for 5 of them, it will be the last time they get to play under these lights in this tournament and for their year. So much riding on the result of this match between G2 and MIBR.
Yeah, both teams that have found such success at GCC before would really be unthinkable for either of them to go home at this point in the tournament. But one of them has to. G2, they just played a mirror match like this, going up against Liquid's double duelist the night before. But as I was talking about it, that ended in a heartbreaking loss. Now what is really their chance for redemption here with another split game.
KC fans in the waiting room right now. They've got one more to get through before they can see the blue crew back up there. But G2 and MIBR have packed the stadium in their own right. Split will be the final destination for this series.
G2 got it, man. Come on, man. Last one, last map. Semoga tobat ya. Semoga tobat gitu ya, guys.
Back towards mid and B.
Yeah, putting down that vertical attack A wall. Vanya, though, has been killer all day long. Both series currently alone on backside as MIBR coming quickly.
She had some rounds anchoring B. This time she has to pull back. G2 will flood.
Yeah, dropping out from heaven the same time. Vanya
makanya di sini lagi. Aduh. Okay, nice Vanya. You are prime, Vanya. Vanya prime.
No bullets though means Bastarda can secure 2 of their own and up
they're
through
leaving back into this lurk, but it's dead by Mimi. That's so big from her. And now she'll continue this push. She'll encircle them in the 2-on-2.
MIBR taking their time. Vanya now around the side is perfect. Looking the right direction, but you better kill her in one shot, or she will make you suffer. Now Bastarda.
Time to jump.
Saw Mimi in mid. Has to pick up the spike, and Mimi has arrived to take another pistol for G2.
Such a great flood there from G2. I love that they're throwing that same anchor smoke that Vanya throws backside, but the way that it ends up working is that SRN, who dove backside to try and punish and kill Zenastra there, gets cut off on one side.
Vanya tak
the
mudah
rest of the team
mati.
is cut on the other, and G2 do a great job of isolating those fights together.
Vanya, coy. Prime.
It comes down to the clutch. You know that they're good for it.
Yes! Let's go!
And that they're excited for it. G2 hyped after Mimi and Vanya closed out that pistol.
Oh, we're quick up with the Bucky, but Mimi is playing a little bit too far away. All-knowing, had the flank in the last round, has the read. Play a little deeper there.
They've seen plays like that from MIBR. SRN loves the double satchel on the eco.
All good. Bastarda got the orb over in B main. Do they have any positioning on the map? No. Do they have a chance maybe to come into heaven? There is a gap.
Enggak, emang gitu
aja.
aja.
Very aware of this. They're jiggling up towards heaven. They have it well contained. They just
mendukung yang rame-rame, ya kan? Bocil,
MIBR have done 2 rounds in a row throwing this vertical A wall. Expect them to start changing that in the coming rounds, but they are a team that likes to run their execs.
And I think in particular their A exec is very good on this map. I love what the Omen brings to the mix, having that third dive agent. Siori will almost always be diving into the smoke, A heaven. Well, SRN and Bastarda kind of changed their pathing a little bit around, making it very overwhelming for site anchors.
That's actually one of the reasons why we're probably going to see the Viper wall change, is so that we start throwing Omen smokes up there to give a little bit more protection for those aggro TPs out of Sayuri. And good.
Bastarda lah.
Okay.
That's
gimana lu guys?
I mean, they could let Bastarda live.
Bastarda tuh kayak model,
I will always
coy.
support letting the player live and ruining their econ. G2 are running away. Bastarda does not have enough time to pick up the spike and get to the site and plant it, which is exactly what she needed to do. So now Bastarda is stuck with the Spectre going into the next round.
Spectre in the next round
is 2 away from ult instead of just 1 pip away.
Yep. And if you don't know, it means she's getting the minimum money that you can. If you die, You get your proper loss bonus, everything is all good. Now, you live there, and you're stuck with the Spectre.
Nah.
You only have 1,900 credits in the bank because of it. Very nice from that.
Enemy remaining.
So it actually makes this bonus round from G2 a little bit more dangerous. Bastardo was actually given a rifle, and Sairi will have to be forced to hold on to that Spectre for now. Mimi pushed off the line.
mibr hold off on any faster hits for now. Instead, start strong towards mid as G2 have already asserted Akita up into A. They can just leave her embedded with the Judge and stack heavier elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to play in front of that Viper wall. There's no early fighting. Now Vanya baiting out for Mimi in the corner. Mimi set up a teleport. Sayuri doesn't clear it all the way! It's a 1-for-1, it's okay.
The issue is that's their smoke's dead, so if they want to go into B, they don't have anything, and instead they want to go into A, which is where the Judge is!
Judge, these shots connect, and now there's no lurk. Now you're forced to go in here with only 3 players. Bastardo doesn't have the ult because she didn't die in the last round. That could have helped out bigly, and now
Vanya again, champ! GG! It's a nice util! GG.
It is insult to injury here.
GG. Nice util juga dari Petra. That's nice.
3 paint shells flush her out into the open.
Satu gerakan salah, that's it.
Heaps of utility
SRN, one more chance to shoot.
And there's nothing she can do about it.
Emang pala, tapi that's it.
And that is one mistake cascading
Lagi-lagi
into a round
Vanya.
loss. Your smokes die in main because you don't clear a corner. That's this. Then your lurker feels the pressure to aggro up towards A because you have a Viper wall there to actually exit. She guides the Judge, and at that point,
Lurker di A,
3v5, you will never win a hit
ditangkap
with no smokes.
sama
3v5.
Akita. That's it. It should be B. Good respawn.
So mibr forced onto an eco, changing their Viper wall now.
Cutting through.
And just sending 5 players over towards ramps early on. Good night.
I've been so impressed with Petra's mechanics this tournament. I think she's really locked in for this event. One of those players that I feel like always steps up when she gets to play LAN, play in that environment that she's been competing in for literally 10 years.
Of course, when you say it, she will drop.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a little gap here inside of the smoke. Lucky for mibr, they've gotten past that gap for now. Unluckily for them, there is a crossfire being set up.
But Mimi is low.
Ooh, nice timing for spam. Nice timing for spam.
With that pick coming down over in B main though, Sayuri is going to be able to sprint over to the B side and get a plant.
On the line. Tapi ini low sih, sabar dulu.
Sayuri keep up with her teammate, but they're slow to actually get this spike down. It's taking a lot of time for Sayuri to get here, so all 3 members of G2 ready to go.
I like Lisa playing for Heaven on this one, and it's going to make it so hard for G2 to get out of this choke point. Lisa not going to be victim to any flashes, now pops on through, headshot to the wall.
Ouch, ini Mimi low.
Back, Sayuri connects.
No.
Now caught falling down. Hold on, G2 just
Blunder
carved their way
Sayuri
out of that
drop down.
one.
Blunder. Drop downnya bukan ke kiri lagi, lebar balik ke kanan.
Akita gives him the business.
Oh yeah, she does. It was just an eco to start, but mibr had a very real chance. Opening up that gap to pivot back into B.
I
Give themselves a post plant.
The problem is
Race div, duelist div, looks good chat. Looks good. Kalau duelist div, looks good sih. Kayak map kedua tadi.
Yeah, hence why Lisa stayed there a little bit later, wasn't there to swing with her teammate.
Because they had the opportunity for the crossfire, but not the perfect information to set it up.
But here we go now. It's a double duelist round with the 2 ults.
Kalau yang berdiri gini sih gua kalah aja gak sih? Biar diberdiriin Akita. Biar dia semangat ya. Biar dia tersenyum, tenang terus. Akita Mai gak? Mai kalian.
They will. That is very good for mibr. But
itu berdiri, kalau menang berdiri. Apaan sih? Kocak lu. Pikiran ngeros.
Mimi. I'll handle this. Ready to scout this one out. Wall comes in. G2 have certainly arrived, and mibr are playing with no space. All of them are backside this showstopper. Doesn't get a kill.
GDL kawan.
And now playing on opposite ends of this wall.
Oh,
It's a
nggak bisa
mess
kabur.
on the site, it's Bedlam.
Oh no, Amy.
And it's Amy to fall. MIBR take their first.
SRM gets her ult off and lives because she tucks into the corner of the defender Aster wall. The rocket landed just outside of where she went. She tucked in, lives, and helps to win that round in the end. That wasn't necessarily the one piece that won it. Instead, I think you have to give credit to the way that MIBR had held on to some of Bastarda's flashes to re-swing in as that retake came in. All in all, that's a very important round to win. Both teams used 2 of their biggest ultimates, and it's MIBR to take it.
G2 actually used 3 at the end of the day. So MIBR runs something similar here. No ultimate to give the easy sight, but instead creeping up to ramp. Mimi teleports away. And at the same time, look at mid. Akita all the way up here, and Sayuri's looking the wrong way. Paint shells are gonna force her out. She gets away just barely.
And now this forces the Excel on A, so Petra under pressure.
Ooh, steps away from the ledge. Sort of gives this sight, except for Mimi, that's a Spectre kill down. All the way from screens. Sayuri gonna clear away this space, realizes the teleport came in and she can play up here. Bot doesn't see here. And 2 players fighting up into screens. G2 pushing their way
Nice
on
one. Good trade, Akita. What a cover, Fania. What a cover.
Just making it look simple on
GG.
these retakes.
That is a real nice one for G2. Immediately break MIBR's momentum before they even get any. And you watch, this is how it starts, a Spectre kill?
And it's the spike too.
Yeah, at that range. And then just some great shooting from Akita. Get back into screens. Hey.
I don't know if that would instill fear in me if I was sitting on the other side of the stage necessarily.
It put me into a trance. I was copying it.
Would make me maybe run through a Viper wall and die to a Spectre.
One of the keys to the ease of these retakes from G2 is that they've always held on.
Pusing.
Petra is always anchoring
Maelu
even
Prof
when it's
udah
a
punya
light
main
base
dia.
setup. And she's done a great job playing behind that defender Viper wall to always have that space. So G2 is splitting in 2 directions.
Pusing
when they
chat,
go for these
pusing
retakes.
chat. Pusing sakit kepala.
G2 have been playing it very nicely. I think that the responses throughout this series to whether it's the more aggro side execs MIBR have been throwing, whether it's G2 grouping together and playing retake, it's kind of all been guns blazing. And it's a weird series as well because the last time MIBR had a convincing half was quite literally the first half of the game on Bind.
Yes.
They ended up clutching up at the end, winning it,
Ini nih,
not letting that one slip
Fanya,
away, but
Prime.
I mean, there's a world where they don't
Best.
make that last round and don't push it to overtime, and this
Yeah.
is just a 2-0 for G2.
But that's why it's like, if they're starting to lose confidence, how do you then get it back? Because it does feel like G2 have been firmly in control for a long time now.
This Zika round won't necessarily be the telling one. They're just going to try and rip it on B, see what can happen.
Nade in hand, C is not far behind it with Petra.
Again, great read from G2, stacking 3 here.
Out of charges.
Get a little bit messy, because that might be real close to this wall. Now
No.
swinging on in the
Oh,
paint shells
Akita
for the few.
sempat
And
dapat bench.
MIBR have done some good work on this site.
That's guns that can be recovered, and that's a B site vacated thanks to the TP.
It's also a Nightfall if they want to use it, which they will. It's a Viper's Pit if they want to use it in the post plant.
Yeah, this is very hard actually for G2 to make this retake happen now.
The only thing G2 have to get back in is a clone and a snake bite. They don't have the utility. They're going to have to fight their way through.
How to win?
It just comes to 50-50
Mimi
when
clone,
you push the pit.
snake bite.
And hoping you can find that Viper.
This round would be a breath of relief for MIBR. You can build off a round like this, off an eco win.
Portal closed.
Off a
No
2v3. Up to your
Fanya
strongest.
Des, good trade.
Lisa
Tapi
will have
Lisa
to do
belum
it on
down.
her own.
Oh,
No one
GG.
beside her. Lisa
Oh!
repositions, but cannot.
What a trade, what a trade, what a trade, what a trade, chat.
Heartbreak
6-1,
for
chat.
MIBR.
What a
They
trade, what a
got 2
trade.
ultimates, they put them both into that round, and they lose it again. And the way it goes down, so close to making it happen. But again, G2 showing first off a great read of how to play this on the anti-eco. 3 players fighting into main. Even though MIBR trades favorably, And they get into this retake. It's the bait from Vanya, Mimi on the follow-up, and then this third punch ready to go on the flank.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
And Amy waves
Bye-bye,
goodbye.
bye-bye, bye-bye.
And well, it's heartbreaking. It was the eco. And now you look to MIBR and ask, what do you have left?
Got to do something this round, but G2 have all their tricks to pull out on another swing round from MIBR. Viper's Pit pushing down into mid.
Even with the double dive, it is so impossible to get into that pit.
Well, right now, MIBR are just kind of waiting to see
Amy
if G2
emang
are gonna
kalau
do something out
by
of it.
one jago, guys.
It's paralyzed them a bit. Two
Dari
players
kemarin di
out of B,
split
two players
prime.
out of A.
This is good news for G2 Army.
Teleport ready if she needs. Both Prowlers and a C's burned.
So that means you will never get into the pit 100% now.
Oh, this could be ugly.
So if they go back B, Vanya's here.
Which means that there's quick rotates through mid, whether it's Amy or players running into the pit. If Vanya just needs to stay alive, you don't even need a kill. So she sees a shoulder, calmly walks away, and set up a star to lock herself into backside.
That might make you think the Yoru's already here, but no, it's just Vanya.
The rotates are already coming in. Vanya bullied a bit now, but Amy has showed up. Amy is here for 2 more kills, and Suzu's getting dragged around on the floor.
Amy!
The rest of MIBR.
I think you say it's
GG.
over. Spike is down on B.
Amy dan Vanya di
MIBR
satu
do not
side
have an
chat.
answer.
Not in the
What a
slightest.
defense.
And it
What a
wasn't like
defense.
G2 created some chaos in the mid round.
No,
that was a Viper's Pit
that
off
was
the rip.
literally just a Viper's Pit off the rip, and I think the big problem of that is using 2 Prowlers to re-clear A main. So you have no tools to actually get information. Mimi just sits there the entire round without a problem in her sight. And it just feels like Sunset to me. G2 a step ahead in the defensive calling, winning out in every clutch. And MIBR seemingly losing confidence.
It's odd because MIBR felt to me, watching them domestically, preparing even the early games of the tournament, they seemed far more decisive than they have been playing in the last 2 rounds. This is a team that is a little skittish. They're kind of waiting for G2 to do something and then see how they can react. But when G2 doesn't do anything,
Mulai buntu ya, jelas.
Fizzle out.
Mereka kuatnya ada di defense. Tapi kalau kebanyakan G2-nya bagus ini. Soalnya main maju aim by pakai operator, you know.
Ever had mid control this game.
No, and it's hard when there's that orb going down.
Nor have they really had a main control in the rounds where they don't just exec A. Here's Mimi.
Mimi overstepping just a little bit into the stinger.
So that's a gift. What can they make of it?
No,
they're
it's not
pushing up behind it. Okay,
No,
MIBR.
yang
Don't
kayak
waste any
gini-gini,
time. Fall off that
guys.
pit. Keep on coming. Amy is waiting down inside of the vent.
No.
Now Petra stepping
You
forward.
need to kill, you need to kill.
Shots
Nice,
finally come in.
nice. Punya
She could
chance,
play
punya chance.
Spoiler for MIBR. Another low buy round for them. Another one they could easily win.
But these are 2 players that have been scary in the clutch. If Petra even gets one, I do not want to play a round like this against Vanya.
If Petra holds this site, this game could just be
What a
over.
timing!
But she falls away instead.
There.
MIBR
Segitu,
has
guys.
struggled to close out rounds like this. It's a 3-on-2. It's a post fight with good positioning. They have to win this round.
Damn.
G2 are taking their sweet time. And I think they realize they don't really have that much of the clock to deal with ramps. They're going to try and just fall out from heaven. Some utility on the left and right side. Sayuri goes to break it. And MIBR will be able to hold this one down and take a light by round.
A little bit of pressure into mid, baits Mimi into a fight. MIBR shut her down, and that round, show us something decisive. Get their pick. They're fast dropping into vents, fast splitting into this A site. And that's that opener I'm talking about.
And to be fair, this is a round where, like MIBR, who have been playing a little bit slower, finally G2 overstep, Mimi falls down. They can play behind that a lot more quickly.
The thing is, I think, having seen that round, G2 are not going to give those kind of opportunities again. Instead, they bunker mid with 3 in this one.
Wah, mid lagi. Dicocor dulu nih, mau ambil duel santai. Tahu banget nih. Mau duel santai dulu nih. Grebekan.
I think one of those was Mimi's flash.
Okay.
Oh gitu. Aduh. Oke
Okay
juga nih mibr adepnya cepet.
G2 hold it for now as MIBR walk back towards B main.
Yeah, G2 also want to step up into A main.
Lurk A. It's lurk A.
Some pressure A.
Please
G2
another.
haven't managed to rotate yet.
Woo! Ketahuan itu dua. Pencet. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Nice.
But finally it follows on through. MIBR have showed up, but G2
Good trade,
quickly
good trade,
entering
good trade.
in turn.
Nice mob, nice pencil, nice tech bite. Ulti, Mimi. Let's go. 2-2.
For the 2-on-2, there's a lot
Awas Lisa itu tadi orang A. Lisa orang A.
Petra considers it.
Oh no, Petra turns away at the wrong time. The oldest
Whoa! What a timing!
Game changers in Valorant, Petra
Wow,
and Mimi.
G2 chat.
2-on-1 versus Lisa.
Please no throw. Please no throw. Please no throw.
To grab the spike. Cross this high-low out in the open. She
Nice
can't do
one.
anything.
Timingnya ya. Nyelip
Who
di
else
new
but
box
them?
chat.
Mimi and Petra.
Jujur emang fans tim Brazil gak di home, gak di negara lain diakuin berisik banget. Karmin juga berisik.
A 4-on-3 in a post-line on B.
Nice game sense. Tahu tadi
And it's these
Lisa di
kills
A.
from Mimi. Fighting back in practically alone for 2. And then she and Petra play that so well, group up together, isolate the fights against MIBR. And if you weren't confident before, if you were having a bad map before, losing a clutch like that, just another nail in the coffin.
It's starting to look dire. It's time to pull out everything MIBR have left. 2 more rounds in this half to try and bring it back a little bit closer when their whole year is riding in the balance of this one map.
It was this matchup that was elation for MIBR in Berlin. 3-0'd this team, went into a grand final in the first international
yang
they ever
diem tuh
attended.
cuma Korea.
But G2 might be about to break that streak after getting eliminated by Brazil twice in a row.
At least the MIBR fan club doesn't seem too perturbed, too worried about it.
To be fair, if MIBR can get 2 rounds, they give themselves some hope.
Sure.
But it has to start here.
Okay, so what are we looking at? Bestarda has a dimensional drift to work on. MIBR playing relatively spread right now. Wait, Bestarda is just posting up and taking the fight.
Jepang juga diem, tapi abis selesai round
Could've lost the ult there.
lebih berisik daripada Korea.
Oh, showing that fight
Korea
and quickly
sunyi.
pivot to the teleport on B.
Apalagi
Vanya has been
kalau nggak ada
virtually
momen apa-apa,
unbreakable.
sunyi.
And Amy too.
Apalagi kalau tim
Always having a
kesayangannya
chance to come
kalah.
out from heaven. Bestarda vacates the site.
They might be calling back into A. They still have 2 lurk players there. SRN is faking with the satchel, but G2 have re-cleared this. Look, they have 3 on A.
And Sayuri has the ultimate to reposition with the spike. Lisa gets the opening pick. But there's
Itu
a
dia,
showstopper
bantuan
in
atak
turn,
pom.
and that
Ah,
sees
let's go
is
gak sih?
major.
Waduh.
Sayuri
Tapi Sayurinya
on site with this spike has to stay alive.
Mati.
And she can't do it.
That's it
It's
kah?
now a 2-on-3, but really it's a
Kita santai gak
1-on-3.
sih?
Bestarda
Ketahuan.
controlled
Elbow,
by a
elbow,
blue
elbow.
bot.
Nice banget covernya
Look down
Vanya.
on by Vanya.
You so prime. You so prime lah.
So attention turns to SRN.
Ya,
No
dia
question,
ngebait
the superstar for MIBR.
Sobat Aspas chat. Gak bukain jalan Sobat Aspas. Santai gak sih lu kalah kayak gitu lagi? Again? No.
way.
Amy, come on Amy. Lu biasa jadi penyelamat Amy.
SRN sees that last player.
2 bullets.
Paint shells down to secure the plant.
Spike planted. Toxins.
SRN, you have to win this round. There is no alternative for MIBR. There is no other way.
Amy sih sabar sih.
Players dancing around one another.
Aish.
SRN switches to the Phantom.
Setengah, come on, setengah.
Blood in the water. SRN baits it out. SRN can't do it. Again,
Amy!
it's stolen away.
Never fail, Amy.
Amy denies
Sobat
the clutch.
Brazil. Amy Sobat Brazil.
It denies the chances for mibr to build anything more from this half.
Menang Mai gua. Mampus kau Revan.
mibr have had close.
Jangan so asik lu, Revan.
Even here in the 1-on-3,
Mampus.
these shots are gorgeous.
But in the moment where it matters, it's G2 standing up confident instead.
Amy split GG.
And now 9-3 the best on the court
Amy
for the
split sama
Brazilians.
dengan GG.
SRN back into it again.
Jangan usah ngaku-ngaku lu, gua TO. Terus ngomongnya Mai gue. Kocak lu, masuk bunker dulu lu. Kentut naga. Good trade. Tapi lengkap.
And Sayuri is teleported up into heaven. Sayuri goes down.
Vanya
Vanya was ready for it.
Let's go, Vanya. And now only 2 players on this site.
Let's go, Vanya.
They have a great setup for the retake, already spotting onto SRN.
Let's go, Vanya. Roller dulu.
mibr couldn't
Nah,
do it. It was a 1-on-3
cakep
as well.
banget.
G2 are running away with this series.
Pertobatan duniawi ya di split ya.
G2 are so
Setelah kalah
focused,
kemarin split tuh.
so controlled in the way that they're playing. These 2vx,
Solid,
3vx
solid,
scenarios,
solid.
They are dominating 10-2 in this half. We'll head to the second after this.
Sepuluh dua chat. 10-2. Gak mungkin kan? Gak mungkin gak sih? Gak mungkin gak sih? Masa iya? 10-2. Masa kumbak?
G2 are leading at the half 10-2. You can go ahead and check out the Coinbase econ report and see how devastating that first half has been.
How
Especially
devastating? Yes.
considering what's on the
10-2.
line for mibr. Coming in for the first time into the GCC, we had a second seed out of Brazil for so long. Hype around these Brazilian teams having such talent at the top, TL and mibr. Always thinking they could push in the second seed even in the top 4 into the top 3. After back-to-back finals, mibr now at risk of going out early in this tournament.
And it's G2 the ones to do it. After getting eliminated by Brazil twice in a row, now dominating
Kasus Tumbler
here on map
jadi kena pecat
number
kah?
3. They have won practically
W
4 halves in a row.
Yep.
They should have won
story.
the second half of
Semuanya
nearly lost out in
serba
overtime.
media
They
sosial
decimated both
zaman
halves of
now.
Sunset, dominated the start of split. But now this entire series gets really defined by one half of play.
And really, for me, there's only one question left to ask G2. Playing such good
What a
VALORANT all
meme.
day long. Can you close? Can you close G2? There was a problem back on Bind. There was a problem
Skema
last,
itu mau pecat
last
tapi
night
dengan
on
cara
Split.
yang
This time,
aneh
though, they have done
kayaknya.
so much work. 10-2 at the
Mikri
half.
crits.
The job should be simple.
From IPR, all
Aneh.
hopes lie on this pistol.
Aneh.
Too fast into mid.
Whoa, Akita
Kok bukannya gitu?
Petra to pick onto the Vents player.
There was never too much behind that. Instead,
Masih 4 lawan 4,
G2
oke.
were
Walaupun
picking up
troll
points,
sedikit
eh?
dengan
So
gerakan
it's
Akita,
very
nggak apa-apa
light now.
kita.
It's SRN jiggling.
SRN does have a Sheriff. We know
Eh.
that can be deadly.
Respect,
Out into the
please.
open. Big damage down.
Nice, nice, nice.
Start
Good,
actually
good, good,
dropping.
good. Respect, stack bite. Respect. Nice, nice. Itu jagoannya
G2
tuh,
set up to
hati-hati
fight
tuh.
deep into screens in this
Itu
post
13 tuh,
Slap
jagoannya.
from Lisa, blocked away by the dark cover. So G2 come back into the site, just leave Petra. Toying with screens. MIBR diligent, clearing out these positions, but the fight in heaven will be major. Sayuri takes that one.
All good.
Now can look back down into the
Nggak
site.
jadi all
Good
good.
connections out of MIBR.
Come on.
Sayuri for
Aduh, ini
another.
kalau pala menang
Now
itu
Vanya.
guys.
Ratting it out
Vanya,
inside of the
aduh
smoke. Sayuri
Vanya.
will take 3 and this pistol.
Map number 1, when it was almost slipping away, it was Sayuri to step up with a massive clutch. The IGL of this team does it again here on their pistol. So something.
Masa terulang
chance to
kayak Bain.
maybe build a half out of split
Perkara Sayuri.
to show what they have on defense.
Petra lined up that shot through the minimap. But Sayuri really taking out Petra.
He was going so wrong, but sort of dies on the TP. They don't have any space, but single-handedly dealing with 3 different players on this retake. Sayuri keeps the hope alive for the Brazilian fans here.
You can see how G2 ran away with the first 4 rounds of this game. MIBR need to channel some of that here. Clean round 2. Play into a strong bonus after this.
We've seen too many eco rounds today. Some of them won by G2. They've been potent here. So there's always a threat.
Akita's really just waiting for a jump peek or a jiggle out of the male player. That's a late wall to go down on B.
Makes you think that there's more behind Amy.
Yeah, well, Amy jumping and seeing a high-low. She doesn't want to contest that. Good connection out from Lisa. Repositioning quickly. We'll add another to the kill count.
Ya.
Oh,
Ya. Udah. Selesai.
On top of that one.
Go next,
All right,
go
I would
next.
say that's clean from MIBR.
Yang jaga race-nya guys, yang paling jago.
Let's contrast these teams. If MIBR's win condition
Selesai.
is their fast executes with the
Udahan, pesta udahan.
getting the Starta and SRN active. Despite playing almost the same comp, it is so different for G2. They play some of the slowest rounds you will watch. And oftentimes, Mimi, like she did on Sunset, is making these very late pivots into sight, sometimes without even a lurk to call back into. She loves playing with the mind, figuring out on the map in her head where MIBR is rotated to, and taking the risk on her read late round.
So it's important for MIBR not to over-rotate, to hold on to their site.
And it's important for their site anchors to be having a good game.
True. Well, Sayuri started off in a good way, but there are prowlers to force her back. And the rotation was a little slow from Bastarda to clear that prowler. G2 force on in, jumping through this. Flash and a stun to boot.
Ente banget itu mah Sayuri digebukin.
These are those rounds.
Let's go, chat. Let's go.
They might have excelled into being
No smoke.
But if Amy dies on this lurk, problems are abound for G2.
The thing is, I think she has a pretty good
Oh, mana Epo. Ah, ketahuan.
Melissa spots her, but will fall regardless.
Udah ketahuan ke A. Ya, lu lagi aja. Please. Please, diusir. Please.
Coming out. Now peeking through the smoke. That's a great timing out of SRN. And now with Bastarda.
Lu lagi aja. Nice, Vanya. Come on, Vanya. Emang jagoan. Vanya. Keeper. Vanya keeper. Vanya keeper, Vanya. Akita, Vanya.
Stranded out in the middle of nowhere. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Planting. Let's go. Bastarda lo. Planting. No.
Looking for it, sees the move. Bastarda has done enough, but it's not
Gara-gara
in
spike.
the end.
Gue baru lihat.
Akita instead.
Gue baru lihat spike drop ternyata guys.
How many times
Tapi good recovery.
have MIBR
Sorry.
had
My bad.
someone clutch up, get it down to one-on-one?
Pantas nggak ngeplan.
G2 to win anyways.
G2 does not care about your heroes. They don't care about SRN. Such prowess from Akita.
Berdiri lagi.
G2 have been loud today. No doubt about that.
Despite winning the round though, G2 are broke. And Akita off a hot round already dead.
Hey, I really like that setup.
Go
After
next.
the double dive comes into the ramps. Flash through the wall from Bastarda. Sayuri ready for this lurk as well.
Go next.
So they can't win the bonus, but they can stomp the next one. Over in a flash for MIBR.
Dimarahin kan?
That play you're talking about is really cool. Expecting the ramp dive, there's the flash at the same time that SRN is fighting forward, and it cooks them.
So mibr, well they
Aduh, nggak apa-apa. Tadi karena cuma satu yang hidup, jadi emang kere. Sekarang gantron. Nggak apa-apa guys. Masih ada 6 angka.
Well, despite playing very slow, they always play 4-1. So you can oftentimes find this lurker and really shoo them away, which I like from mibr again.
Aduh, kita udah low. Wah, ini kok kalah bisa comeback statsir guys.
This is typical of Mimi's calling.
Ini kalau kalah ini bisa comeback statsir nih, gitu. Chat. Chat. This is dangerous, chat.
Sees SRN and
chat.
But that pulls out Bastarda Steepy. So now it's 3 heading towards A.
Please.
And that might open G2 to call back into a B split.
Oh, Nightfall out. Lisa trying to dodge from that one. Still gets decayed. The G2 waiting behind this orb. That's a really deep orb. They've slowed G2 down. Lisa.
Akita kemungkinan gede mati sih. Oh enggak. Masih ada kesempatan Akita kepada Akita.
Takes one down,
ya,
takes another.
Emang kalkulatornya mati.
Sayuri back on site.
Sayuri mati GG.
It could have been enough.
Punya side. Come on. Ada util ya.
The Astro Wall to secure the spike.
Oh, but whoa, what is going on? So quick into the site. That is a monster play from Bastarda.
Her team wasn't really even set up to fight with her.
No, she also had a dimensional drift. She could have used that on the play. No.
That's the kind of play. If she dies there, we're saying that she threw them that round. Instead, Bastarda, the monster, wins it alone. Look at that. Here's a drop, just takes her timing out.
There was more thought put into that. Melissa threw out a seize as well.
Bastarda lagi nyala sih. Bastarda emang lagi nyala sih. PD deh.
No one else, like Melissa couldn't really swing through the cosmic divide. The spacing wasn't good with SRN, but they just trusted Bastarda to make the play.
Wow.
G2
adminnya Bastarda ini adminnya.
After that one.
A little bit. Think about it too. Had mibr won that bonus. We're sitting 10-8 now. G2 still have a little bit of extra cushion because of the good work done on that round.
10-7, good math.
Huh?
Sorry.
Okay, I can't do math, whatever.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
But let's look ahead to this round. It's going to be an eco for G2. mibr is starting to work up their ult economy. And what has this success really been? To me, I think it's the way that they've been very proactive in flushing lurkers early. Mimi calls slow rounds, but she's rarely calling like a 1-3-1. It's almost always lurker somewhere, rest the team doing something somewhere else.
Wow!
Or call back in late.
Wow!
Multiple embeds in the way that a lot of other teams do. So playing these kind of aggressive mid-rounds to flush, I think is a great read into that style. This round, though, it looks like it might be just a bit quicker for G2 on their eco.
And mibr setting up a trap play over in B main.
Bukan map kekalahan, si map ngecok. Wow.
Means that the showstopper now online for SRN, if it's necessary on the anti-eco. The hope is Bastarda get a couple of kills here, and all of a sudden you don't need to waste any ults. That's one, and a flash of Bastarda is playing so aggressively. Wow.
You see that, Bastarda?
Out of this player.
Admin marah, guys.
Farming up on these ecos.
Admin marah.
Right inside of the site. Take an ace, why not? Oh,
ace.
The switch over, and the ace for Bastarda.
Admin marah. Lihat, admin udah gak ada senyum-senyumnya. No chill at all.
A beautiful 3K round.
Lock in.
Into a Bastarda ace.
It is worth saying that Bastarda was the sole light.
The real admin.
For mibr. That was on the Cypher where you can't really take matters into your own hands, but in the second half on the Yoru, she is not waiting for her team.
So now this is the look at what G2 discussed in that timeout. The start of round looks similar. 4 towards B with mibr set up to refight that space.
Showstopper
on
through SRN.
Nice. Roja.
Doesn't find the connection, but still playing inside of the smoke. That is risky, especially with the Prowler spotting her.
But it's a quick excel up mid from G2. That'll shoo Lisa away down vent.
Lisa's not leaving.
Ditabrak sama.
Down on the bottom of ropes.
Please.
Now
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
escape. That's a good shot. Can now fall back. Gets the player on ramp too. Hello, Lisa.
Comeback starts here,
She says no
chat.
to A. G2 has to look elsewhere, so they
No.
call back towards B, but this is where there's been players posted in main.
Yeah, playing this without B main control means you kind of need to plant for backside. Means there's always going to be an extra player swinging from this very angle.
Sayori will get the info early. Oh, we're just get ahead.
Nicely done. It had been a while since we saw some life for MIBR.
I love this too. They're pushing through instead of choosing to stay there. Might even get their fight bottom mid.
30 seconds left.
What a timing. Tapi Vanya nih, bos.
Don't give Vanya an opportunity.
Well, now they just saw these two players short speed. They know that B is open, so it's a foot race into the site.
Lisa's here early.
Wah,
Use the
gile.
pit.
Good respon.
Causes some problems, and Lisa's flooding out with it too. 10 seconds left. Lisa has to stay alive. Lisa sees the planter.
Good respon,
And
good
Lisa,
respon.
from start to
Lisa
finish this
hyper
round,
speed langsung. Good respon.
has been an absolute terror.
Skakmat, this is a chess game, you know.
MIBR will take A.
Emang tahu B-nya clear karena dari push dari main. Tapi good respon. Chess game.
The only rookie player out of all of our Brazilian teams, at least as far as GCC goes. She's waited so long for this opportunity.
Jujur nih gegabah
Playing
sih.
for years with Loud.
Wah, Lisa.
Oftentimes the
Step up.
third place team behind MIBR, behind Liquid. And that was when Brazil only had one slot. It's this opportunity. And MIBR refresh, they drop Jubes.
There.
And living up to it.
Sees prime for Melissa.
Apa chance-nya G2? Dapat satu, buka showstopper.
On this round. Unless they can get some picks and dip into their ults. MIBR taking some mid space right now. Crunching into G2. MIBR will give up heaven. They know they have SRN playing on site.
Kalma.
Two duelists. And look at Sewers. We gotta look at Sewers right now.
Oh, MIBR.
Admin tuh, admin chat.
They're worried about the lurk coming in through market. At the same time, Vanya's going into Star.
Wah,
Wars,
banyak.
but Vanya's still getting
Bengong.
shots down. Low HP from Sayuri. Players rotating.
Halo,
into
tiba-tiba ada
respawn.
2 orang.
Vanya's pulled so much
Vanya,
attention.
tapi gerakannya boleh sih, guys.
But MIBR are reading into this being a B hit. Is it though? Because look at the lurks that G2 have embedded. They can easily call back towards A.
With the spike, no less.
Panik.
Switching that over to Mimi's hands.
G2 punya kesempatan, guys.
There's gonna be
Hanya
a
nyelip,
ready
guys.
to go ahead of this.
Ya, lu lagi.
Doesn't really matter though. No one
Ya,
can
lu
really
lagi.
over to SRN
Tapi
quickly
at
enough.
least nggak ada pensil, chat. At least nggak ada pensil.
Still not hitting A.
It's starting to matter. Satchel's in and a showstopper in a 5-on-5. G2 want to win this round, but it's not gonna. Oh my God! Akita is unreal. 3 kills on the showstopper instantly. G2 in command. Sayuri is low. Lisa needs to step up again and will not be afforded the opportunity. Akita has
That's
just
it.
done God's work.
Space
to bring
DA,
G2
dan showstopper,
on a series
chat.
point.
She only saw
Jackpot,
one player
coy.
respawn.
Jackpot.
Hoping for 1 kill. But somehow, someway, gets gifted with 3. You can see the little jump. She was surprised by it.
Gelo!
And that means the world to G2.
That was an
Gelo!
unwinnable round. That cannot be happening. Now 2 rounds
Kalau mainnya kayak
stolen
gini
away
apa bisa
by G2.
melawan
The 2 rounds
SRG?
they've won.
Mungkin.
MIBR had plenty of chances. Now shot goes wide from Bastarda.
Kita dari tadi nyelonong
Nerve
beberapa
spotted.
kali.
MIBR
Mengerikan ya permainannya.
Such a brutal
That's it kah?
task.
Belum.
SRN.
Ha! Ha! Itu yang dibutuhkan. Itu yang dibutuhkan. Itu yang dibutuhkan. Itu yang dibutuhkan. Sosok wujud asli yang sudah down, teman-teman. Wujud asli is down. Tapi masih ada admin. Wait, masih ada admin chat. Masih ada admin.
They know exactly where Lisa is. And the shot finds True from Bastarda.
Admin is here. You cannot enter to A, chat. Mereka harus ke spawn, yes. They need to spawn. They need to go spawn. Sayuri!
30 HP of paranoia. And now get out of there, Sayuri! Now into backside. Nowhere else to go. It is her Alamo.
Ini Sayuri tetap nyusahin. Chat, Sayuri tetap nyusahin.
Sayuri 20 seconds, 20 seconds! Will not
find
it.
Dead shit kah? Should be dead shit, chat. No way, G2 lose. They are throwing if they lose. Viper speed.
For the first time ever. Stepping into a GCC best startup. We'll open the pathway.
Ini kalau di spam masih bisa mati, lu ketahuan semua di dalam Viper speed. Jadi itu push City.
For MIBR, Amy's waiting for it. Bastarda has
Oh, Amy down.
Could Bastarda ace to win this? Could MIBR stay alive? Holding the line.
Jujur kagak di tap nih.
They have to get back onto the spike. Petra
Petra,
knows
come on,
it.
Petra.
And Bastarda keeps them in it.
The second time this half that she has been the salvation. An impossible round. Yet again, the G2 almost win. Down 3v5, they pivot through spawn into a pit. But Bastarda delivers.
Udah sering nih ngeliat G2 kayak gini nih. Udah sering sih, jujur sih. Jujur udah sering sih kayak gini sih. Jujur.
Dropped from the #1 team in Brazil.
Off of winning a regional tournament.
Madness.
Liquid didn't think she fit. Didn't think she was the right player. But MIBR believed.
They didn't waste any time. As soon as they have the opening, Bastarda slots in. And now when their year is dependent on it, they are asking her to carry them through.
G2 again, reset to an eco round.
Huhur!
You can see the pressure for all these players. You don't get multiple chances to play international in GC.
Huhur dari kemarin gini nih. Gitu nih. Huhur.
MIBR has only had that chance once before. G2, they've had their moments. They've had
Pantes
every GCC.
nge-throw ada jersey Pepper Rex.
Only made it to the finals in the very first year.
We have more players on this stage that have been in a Game Changers Championship final than haven't. And yet, half of these players are going home after the result of this map. G2's economy has been broken.
Aduh, Wiko lagi.
Akita has a hero gun.
Akita, come on, Akita, Petshell, let's go. Wah, good cover, jujur li.
Fires back straight at G2.
Wah, padahal kesempatan nabrak tuh, chat.
They play their 4-1, they take one main and see what they can find.
Big thing for me is Akita does not have satchels. Couldn't afford to go for that. Valuing the heavy armor and the Vandal.
Nor does Mimi have a TP. There's no real way
bisa ini. Rada jauh ini mid. Bisa ini. Bisa ini, Sayuri. Bisa ini. Bisa masuk, chat. Chat, bisa masuk, chat. Masuk, chat. Kalah entry-nya. Masuknya bisa.
MIBR, stay calm. 2 more rounds.
The rounds that G2 have been calling, the rounds they've been winning, have been frankly ridiculous. It is slow at the start. It has really come down to very last second pivots. Like,
kan bener, Beni. Masuknya bisa, nembaknya nggak tahu.
Is that how G2 want to...
Vamos, halo, Prof, halo.
Do they pick up the pace? Do they accelerate something different here? No team really has ults to play with this round.
I asked it at the start of the half. I'll ask it again. G2, can you close on Split?
Can you close? Ah, lu lagi. Mati. Duelistic. GG, chat. GG. 4 lawan 2. No way, G2 lose. No way. Gue end stream kalau ini kalah. No way, chat. No way. It should be GG.
And they're severed.
Ini harusnya
Lisa
GG.
trying to be a hero.
Well, here she comes. It's all even again. G2 fans silenced. A year hanging in the balance. The paranoia is perfect. Lisa wants more, and Sayuri will get it again. Vanya on the other side has this pull, but it's it's bad, and Vanya isn't playing for it. G2 can't close. They can't win that round. They can't even stay alive.
That is a year-ending mistake.
And on Vanya, of all players.
She has been perfect this series.
And of course it's not going to be gunplay where she falters. She's too perfect when it comes to that.
Yo.
But an inch on that star has cost G2 their chance.
Berapa kali mereka
True
kayak
heartbreak
gini
for
asli
G2,
dan
but we're already into the next round. This game is defined by one last chance for G2 to close in regulation. One last chance for MIBR to keep their year alive.
We were asking for heroes from
salah.
MIBR. Now we need a hero from G2. Those ugly thoughts in the back of their minds coming up again. What happened less than 20
Sayuri lagi ya nggak banget nih, bau-bau overtime lagi nih. Capek banget nontonnya.
Half armor on 5, but Starda's bought an outlaw.
Banget. Aduh, udah kecium banget ini. Asli loh.
Starda has the outlaw on screens.
Portal closed.
Melissa waiting backside. We're going to be down to the wire again. Bastarda and Melissa sees the pathing. Melissa is down. But Bastarda wastes no time getting back into the site. Bastarda is
Trap this! Dapat 3.
But it's a 2-on-2.
Dapat 3!
Look up towards heaven.
Dapat 3.
To come down
Ayo, masih doang 2. Masih doang 2.
But there's so little time.
Masih doang 2. Tenang chat. Masih doang 2.
And Sayuri can just get in here. The spike plant is canceled. Petra's trying to run. His Amy falls
No
down.
way!
Petra is in a 1-on-2. There is no time. She must plant. We are going to overtime.
The second night in a row, the G2 gets sent to overtime on split by Brazil.
It was 10-2 at this half. MIBR stood absolutely no chance. But through the heroics of Bastarda, watch it and appreciate the brilliance.
How many rounds has she been the solution?
So many. 28 kills.
Wearing a different jersey than the last time she played at GCC.
And now G2. The hands start shaking. You are in overtime again. There is no more do or die. You thought you had already won this series. You could be in the upper final already if you had won in this exact same position 24 hours ago. MIBR wastes no time. A wall into the site. The starter charges forward.
Come on, masih bisa ote.
Up on the ledge from heaven inside.
Come on. Dari tadi defend bagus. Come on.
How did G2 get back in? They'll refight towards main, but that means challenging
Come on. Come on. Ya males Lisanya licik. Ya males ya. Sumpah males ya. Udah males gua. Udah males gua. Udah males gua. Sibuk dah. Udah males gua. Real males. Udah males. Udah pasti sibuk udah.
What have MIBR done to G2? Where have they gone? It is match and series point.
10-2 jadi 12-13.
We're witnessing the team disintegrate at the hands of MIBR.
Males gua. Gara-gara Lisa yang nge-kill udah susah itu.
Dropping Petra, picking her back up into the main roster.
Berapa kali menang jumlah kalah gitu anjir sama lu.
Stage 3. Coming in is one of the favorites to GCC again.
Sama lu. Kasusnya kayak kemarin lu. Gila kali.
With opportunities abound. to beat some of the best teams at this event. And it's just stolen away.
Unbelievable. G2 could have erased that bad history at the start of the year with just good placement in this tournament. And now that could not even be a possibility anymore.
And now you look to the veterans, mibr and Petra. More years of experience between them than their rookie Akita has been alive.
And to make matters even worse for G2, mibr just won a round on attack. That was the side they only won 2 rounds on in regulation. G2 only won 2 of their own. Now they are asked to do what seemed impossible. Piece together.
Keselak gini gitu, iya keselak.
The only 2 rounds they won, they carved out
Keselak
losing
round.
positions.
But against a team who is so confident, who has just made every impossible scenario possible, and who is 1 round away from eliminating G2 for the 2nd year in a row.
And G2 choose to play both sides of a map. Spike hovering in spawn, 2 in B main, 2 up ramp.
I'm so done with G2.
G2 have been playing these slow rounds.
I'm so done.
This position from SRN.
I'm
no
so
one has
done,
ever
chat.
played this box in this game.
Lemas.
The Prowler can always clear it, unless there's someone to break it for mibr. Sayuri's not really in the right position to do so. If G2 contact out, it could be
Check, please.
over.
Check,
it could just end
please.
everything. Right now they're
Check,
contacting
please.
into SRN. You just can't do that. It's falling to pieces as Amy drops on the other side and Lisa's come all the way through mid. mibr deliver a fatal blow to G2's year and stay alive with the best comeback we've seen in this event.
Tete.